Be going somewhere far from home for Thanksgiving. Looks like you'll have lots of company.
See, the traffic is terrific.
The Thanksgiving holiday travel rush is expected to break records this year. AAA is predicting that nearly 80 million people will venture forth, most of them by car, exceeding pre-pandemic numbers.
Thanksgiving is the busiest travel holiday of all.
AAA spokeswoman Aixa Diaz.
Wednesday afternoon's pretty brutal, but now also Tuesday afternoon's pretty bad too.
Transportation analytics company INREX says coming home, the best time to avoid crowded highways will be Sunday before 1 p.m. and very early or late in the day on Monday. I'm Jennifer King.
And this probably couldn't come at a more inconvenient time. A walkout this morning at North Carolina's Charlotte Douglas International Airport.
Service workers announced they would go on strike for 24 hours starting at 5 a.m. during a busy week of Thanksgiving travel, protesting what they call unlivable wages. They work for two companies that contract with American Airlines. They provide services like cleaning interiors of the planes, removing trash, and escorting passengers in wheelchairs.
That's correspondent Leah Skeen. The Senate gearing up for confirmation hearings for President-elect Trump's cabinet nominees now that Mr. Trump has finished selecting his nominees. It is a diverse group. It includes former Democrats as well as traditional elected Republicans offering a range of ideological views. In the words of former House Speaker Newt Gingrich, a strong cabinet by definition means you're going to have people with different opinions and different skills. On Wall Street this morning, stock futures have been in positive territory all morning long. The Dow futures up 374 points. NASDAQ futures ahead 167. More on these stories at townhall.com.
If you are 65 or older, you know this. Inflation is hitting everyone hard right now, especially when it comes to health care. Over the last 10 years, healthcare costs have skyrocketed by, get this, 230%. If you have Medicare Parts A and B, you know there are still out-of-pocket expenses like deductibles and co-payments, and they really add up. But here's some good news. MediShare 65 Plus is designed to fill in those gaps and help protect you from rising healthcare costs. At only $99 per month up to age 75, you get peace of mind at a price you can afford. And MediShare is trusted, too. It's been around 30 years. It's not some big impersonal thing. It's a community of people helping each other. Business owners, pastors, retirees. People love it. MediShare 65 Plus just makes sense. To learn more, give them a call. They're great to talk to. They'll offer to pray with you each time you call, too. Call now. 855-PSALM-32. That's 855-PSALM-32. 855-PSALM-32.
Russian media say a British national is under arrested while fighting for Ukraine.
Russia's state news agency TASS says a British national, James Scott Rice Anderson, has been captured while fighting alongside Ukrainian troops in the Kursk region of Russia, which is partially occupied by Ukrainian forces. TASS quotes him as saying he had served as a signalman in the British Army for 4 years, then joined the International Legion of Ukraine. Anderson reportedly served as an instructor for Ukrainian troops and was deployed to the Kursk region against his will. If confirmed, it would be the first publicly known case of a Western national captured on Russian soil while fighting for Ukraine. I'm Charles de Ledesma.
Egyptian officials say at least 17 people missing after a tourist yacht sank in the Red Sea. The Red Sea regional governor says rescuers saved 28 people from the vessel. Some were airlifted to receive medical treatment. News and analysis, townhall.com. Los Angeles judge expected to decide today whether to take another look at the convictions of brothers Eric and Lyle Menendez behind bars for life in the murders of their parents.
The attorney for Eric and Lyle Menendez says newly discovered evidence supports claims made at the brothers' 1989 trial that they had been sexually abused by their father, Jose Menendez, and the judge will decide whether the new evidence warrants a re-examination of the brothers' convictions. The prosecution said at trial that the brothers killed their parents for money. Last month, prosecutors recommended resentencing Eric, now 53, and Lyle, 56, to 50 years to life, saying the brothers have worked on redemption and rehabilitation and have demonstrated good behavior inside prison. I'm Donna Warder.
The Department of Justice and Google scheduled to deliver closing arguments today at a trial and antitrust proceeding against the online search engine. More on these stories, townhall.com.
What
in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man on this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. I leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The travel witch and what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning, one and all. Welcome to Mornings with Mike Winters. I am he. That would be me, Mike Winters. Happy Thanksgiving week Monday.
Yeah, it's a Monday of a different color, of a different ilk, if you will.
It is Monday. Mm-hmm. And yeah, some of us are going to work and trying to get actually probably doing 5 days worth of work in 2 to 3.
Yeah, yeah. Especially since, how do I put this? Well, some football teams know how to put it together and some football teams just don't. We'll just leave it at that, okay? Make of that what you will.
Yeah.
Congratulations to the Artesia Bulldogs and congratulations to your Roswell Coyotes.
Oh yeah, they're doing fine.
They're doing great.
Those two teams are fine.
Absolutely
wonderful.
Yes. So congratulations to our teams. That championship game will be going down, I believe, this Saturday.
It is set in stone. So let it be written. So let it be done. That championship.
So mote it be.
Yes, that championship game will take place this Saturday afternoon, 1 p.m. in the Wool Bowl.
That's right.
And that game will be heard right here on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Mm-hmm.
We will not have video rights.
No.
We've already been told, no way, Jose, not happening. Not gonna. Not gonna do it. Wouldn't be prudent.
They love us until they don't need us anymore, or until they can do it their own.
They
themselves.
said, we're gonna try to make money off this one, and we're gonna lumber down here. So, we will only have the game for you on the radio right here on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM, and of course in Artesia 990 AM and 93.7. We will have the Artesia perspective. They're on 990 AM and 93.7. Of course, Art and Kelly will be calling it for us here on 106.5.
Yep.
So, but we will have it for you this Saturday, 1 p.m. And come on out, fill up the Wool Bowl. It's going to be
absolutely.
Artesia's going to bring theirs down
right
on Saturday.
That away side is going to be orange as the sunset.
Coyote it up
yes.
on the home side on Saturday, which I know we'll do. That's what we do. It's championship. It's a 1 seed versus 2 seed. It's like we all kind of like it's going to be coming to this moment in November. All see, even in the summer, you're like, oh, those teams look good. 1 and 2, here we go again. But you got to play the season, and now here we've gone through the gauntlet, and here it is, 1 versus 2.
Right at that moment where you are officially sick of Thanksgiving food, that's when you can go and enjoy championship football action.
There you go. But that will be this Saturday.
Yes.
We'll have that for you here. The teams of which I told everybody last week. I said on this show, this will be the week Dallas gets right because Washington. And I did. As a person that's watched these two teams play each other for 50 plus years, this is what it is. The whole history of these two franchises. When one's great and one stinks, the stink team always beats the good team. Always,
right.
always. That year, Dallas won the Super Bowl, and I think they had one loss. Guess who that one loss was? Washington. Washington. Yeah. When they in '91, when they I think had 1 or 2 losses. Guess who it was? Dallas. That was the year they were like 1-15. Guess who the one was? Washington. This is these teams. They do
fair,
this.
But do you think maybe, just maybe, You willed it into existence.
No.
God was listening and said,
no.
Okay, Mike.
There is so much whamma jamma roll into mojo, into all kinds of nuttiness that I couldn't possibly add to that mess.
Fair.
I'm just, no, Washington beat themselves. They played bad football. Special teams was atrocious. Everything was there. But this is just the history of these two teams. It is, things get weird every time these two teams play. It just happens. And I thought maybe we were getting away from that. But yesterday just reminded me, nope, it's going to always forever be this way.
Yeah.
These two teams are just linked that way.
It's
always going to be the rivalry that even when, it's coldened a little bit over the years. It's not as bitter as some of the as one Sports Center caster would call the Norris Division teams. You have to catch the Chris Berman reference there. It's a hockey reference. He refers to all the Detroit, Minnesota. He calls that the Norris Division. That is an NHL hockey reference. That used to be
I just
many
thought
moons
you were
ago.
saying North.
Yeah, many moons ago there was they named their divisions after, and one was the Norris Division, and it was also Detroit, and it was a bloody hockey division. They're very bitter rivals, Chicago.
Wow.
He's making that reference. But anyway, I got way sidetracked. But that rivalry is soured, coldened, but I'm telling you.
And not every
time
team,
they play, it still happens.
Not every team has one of those, but a lot of them do. Like Green Bay has it with a couple of teams, Chicago and Minnesota specifically.
And same with Dallas and Washington. Like there's one thing on this planet that Dallas Cowboys and Washington Commanders fans can agree on. Philadelphia Eagles suck. We all hate the Eagles. We will sing in a bar and sing all the praises together to celebrate that common ground.
That's fair.
And Giants we all hate too, but except for those little sporadic years where they win a Super Bowl and kind of in between those creamy years, they usually are pretty they're like this year.
Yeah, they're there.
Their starting quarterback just got released, and the joke is, when's he going to play for the Cowboys on Thanksgiving? But, that's another thing. So, but anyway, it's that's that division. So, but yes, I was hoping yesterday wasn't going to happen, but I'm not going to lie. All week last week, I was thinking, this is Dallas, Washington. They do these weird things when these games happen. Just and if you didn't watch that game and didn't see anomaly after weird anomaly, 2 block kicks. How many? Did a kicker? Did someone just like in the middle of the night take kickers and like put their 2 left feet on them or something overnight because neither kicker could kick to save their life? It was just the weirdest game ever.
I mean, balls travel differently depending upon that, where you are, how cold it is, the wind.
No.
I don't know.
These guys get paid millions of dollars to kick a ball 20
kick
yards.
A ball, yeah.
20 yards.
And not even like all the time. Just like sometimes.
I'm not even asking them to make the 55-yarder. I'm asking them to make the 25-yarder, whatever the extra point is now. I don't even know since they moved it. But whatever that is, I mean, come on, man.
Yeah.
They pay you millions of dollars. Even if it's $1 million, that's a lot of money to all you got to do is kick this stupid ball 20 yards down the field through that thing.
It's
that's
kind
all
of
you got to do.
It's kind of like you're a kicker. What do you do? Oh, I am one who kicks. Yeah. That's literally all you do.
And
do
all
it.
you should
Go
practice
do you.
and need to practice.
Right.
You know what? The rest of the stuff. Well, I got to get. No, you don't. Can you make the ball go 50 yards through that thing?
Maybe.
That's all I wanted to do.
Maybe they're just all practiced out. Maybe it's just been too much practice.
All these other guys are beating each other up. You're on the side going, boop. Yay. Boop.
Yep.
Yay. That's all you have to do. Come on, man. We're paying you a lot of money. No kickers miss an extra point in the NFL.
No. It's fair. That's fair.
That's all you have to do.
Right.
That's literally like if you're the guy that makes the widget and you're breaking every 5th widget, they're going to fire you.
Right. That's not a good widget ratio. Widget to broken widget.
Sorry, I'm not going to have a meltdown on the radio.
I think you might.
I hate kickers.
I mean, and I'm not trying to play devil's avocado here, but the phrase "any given Sunday."
There's reasons why the game, and at the end of the day, the kickers, the whole team lost this. All I'm saying is those guys had one job, and they couldn't even do that. Look, everyone's going to screw up fine. When we need 7 and they give us 6, you give us that 1. That's all we need you to do is give us that 1.
Yeah, 24 points in a quarter. That's a lot of points in a quarter.
All right. Kickers suck. Kid, parents, don't. Your child wants to be a kicker. Don't let him. Don't let him. Say no. I know the job sounds easy, but they all suck.
Just say no.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Your kid comes at you and says they want to be a drummer or a kicker. Do your job, Mom and Dad.
Steer them to drummers, not kickers. All right, 7:15. We're going to replay some interviews here. I did have a guest, but unfortunately they can't make it. So replays all across the board. We're going to replay our interview we had with the folks in the district attorney's office here in just a few. We had Patrick Melvin, deputy DA there, and then also Justin Dominguez, lead investigator there. So we had a great conversation with them. In the 8 o'clock hour, we're going to replay our interview we had with the folks in the chamber. Last week they joined us to give us an update on things happening. And then in the 9 o'clock hour, we're going to replay our interview with, we had Jim Ridgway and Laura Salazar with The Gig, and they're doing their big Thanksgiving celebration on Thanksgiving here on the courthouse lawn. So we're going to play that interview for you about 9:15. Before I do any of that, though, let's get you up to date on the web.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. We're looking pretty good all the way through Thanksgiving. Low 60s and sunshine today. High pressure settling in for a while. Few clouds overnight. We're in the upper 30s. And then we get sunshine on Tuesday, upper 60s to about 70, except near 80 for the high at Carlsbad. And then Wednesday looks mostly sunny. Thanksgiving Day, a mix of sunshine and clouds, a little bit cooler, mid-50s. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Thank you, Steve. Currently 49 degrees here in Roswell. Humidity is at 55% with winds out of the north at 15 miles per hour. Looking at partly cloudy skies today, 61 for a high. So nice, but not super warm. But we do warm up and then cool down again as the week progresses. So a little roller coastery. Winds will be out of the north today, 5 to 10 miles per hour. Tonight, partly cloudy, 34 for an overnight low with east winds at around 5 miles per hour. For you Tuesday, sunny, pushing 70, 68, not quite 70, but a little warmer. South winds at around 10 miles per hour. Partly cloudy Tuesday night with an overnight low of 50, so warm overnight. Southwest winds at around 10 miles per hour. And then it's just downright warm and windy on Wednesday. Mostly sunny with a high of 77. West winds 10 to 15 miles per hour early, but increase in 15 to 20. Gusting as high as 30 miles per hour by Thursday afternoon. So those winds are bringing in cooler temperatures for your Thanksgiving Day and into the weekend here. So Wednesday night, mostly cloudy, overnight low of 39, but on Thanksgiving Day, partly cloudy, high of only 50. So we're going to see about a 25 to 30 degree temperature drop from Wednesday to Thursday. And then Thanksgiving evening, mostly cloudy with an overnight low of 34 for Friday. Partly cloudy and a high of 56. Saturday for football, sunny and 62. And then mostly sunny and 54 on Sunday. So, yeah, kind of a roller coaster week here. But hot and windy by Wednesday, but then 20 to 30 degree drop in temperatures for Thanksgiving Day. So, but today, tomorrow, pretty even keeled and nice. All right, 7:18, we're going to take a quick commercial break, get you into your Roswell Livestock Report with Smiley Wooten, and then we'll play our interview with the folks from the DA's office. Don't go away.
Good morning, this is Smiley Wooten at the Roswell Livestock Auction. A big November run this week with a nice selection of all classes of cattle, especially high-quality native calves, light yearlings with condition, bred cows. We expect to sell 2,500 head, breaking down like this: 10 to 15 cow-calf pairs, mostly black, white-face Angus cross cows with black calves, 4 to 10 years old. 105 bred cows, Mr. David Madera, Jowl, New Mexico. Excellent quality black, red Charolais crossbred cows bred to Angus bulls, 5 to 10 years old. 71 calves, light yearlings, Smith Ranch, Hobbs, New Mexico. Excellent quality 1/8 to 1/4 ear, 90% black crossbreds. Cattle weighed 70 days, 3 rounds of shot, bunk broke, 550, 700 pounds. 75 calves, Nielsen Ranch, St. John's, Arizona. ex-quality black whiteface Angus crossbred calves, cattle weighing 30 days, 1 round of shots, 400, 550 pounds, 79 light yearlings, Mr. Henry McDonald down at Loving, excellent quality black whiteface, red whiteface English crossbreds, cattle weighing 80 days, 2 rounds of shots, 600, 800 pounds, 45 calves, Kinzer Ranch, White Rock, New Mexico, ex-quality black Angus calves, shots at Brandon, 450, 650 pounds, 97 calves, Maley Land and Cattle Company, Carlsbad, ex-quality black whiteface Angus Charolais crossbred calves, Bowershield Gold 7-way, 450, 575 pounds, 43 calves, Mr. Marion Valencia, Albuquerque, New Mexico, ex-quality black whiteface Angus crossbred calves, shots at Brandon, 400, 550 pounds, 130 calves, Mayfield Ranch, Cornudas, Texas, ex-quality black Angus calves, 1 round of shots, thin condition, 275, 500 pounds, 111 calves, Felice River Ranch here southwest of Roswell, ex-quality black and red Angus crossbred calves, weighing 60 days, 2 rounds of shots, thin condition, 350, 450 pounds, 112 calves and light yearlings, Isleta del Sur, El Paso, Texas, ex-quality black whiteface Angus calves, thin condition, calves weigh 250 to 450, yearlings weigh 6 to 7. 30, Casabone Ranch, Hope, New Mexico, reputation quality black Angus calves, cattle weighing 45 days, 2 rounds of shots, 500, 600 pounds. Several other sets of high quality calves and light yearlings with condition. Sale time this morning 9 o'clock. Sale pairs of bred cows 10:30. Be selling calves and yearlings around 12 o'clock noon. A little lighter on cows and bulls today, so don't be late. We expect to sell 2,500 head. Happy Thanksgiving. This is Smiley Wooten, Roswell Livestock Auction.
So your pecans aren't as big and bountiful as they used to be? Well, what would Jim Gill do?
Hi, this is Ben from Roswell Seed Company. Few people knew as much about pecans as Jim Gill. And if he were here today, he'd tell you it was time to fertilize. He'd tell you just what you need and show you how to use it. Then he'd make some joke about your neighbors making fun of your nuts.
So when there's trouble with your pecans, head for Roswell Seed Company and ask them, what would Jim Gill do?
Artesia General Hospital has welcomed cardiologist Luther Weathers to the team. Dr. Weathers is board certified with a subspecialty in cardiovascular diseases. He treats patients with genetic heart defects, heart rhythm disorders, heart failure, coronary artery disease, chronic high blood pressure, and other cardiovascular diseases. Call 575-736-8270 to schedule your visit with Dr. Weathers in Artesia or visit artesiageneral.com/cardio appointment. Se habla español.
Santa Claus is coming to Roswell Nissan.
Ho, ho, ho!
Yup, the big guy himself is coming to Roswell Nissan, and you're invited to this special event, Saturday, December 7th from noon till 3. Bring the whole family for ornament decoration, cookies and hot cocoa, and of course, your chance to get pictures with Santa. The Charlie's Angels dance team will be on hand for a special live performance, and gather the kids for story time with Santa at 1:30 p.m. Celebrate the holiday season with Santa Claus, Saturday, December 7th from noon till 3 at Roswell Nissan, 2111 West 2nd.
If you suffer from pogonophobia, you would not want to attend a party with the following people: Kenny Rogers, Santa Claus, Willie Nelson, the cast of Duck Dynasty, and 2/3 of ZZ Top. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 18 minutes after 9 o'clock, and joining us in studio this morning from the District Attorney's Office, representing the 5th Judicial District. Always get that right. They got a lot of words and stuff. But, of course, our lead investigator, Justin Dominguez, back with us, and our, of course, Chief Deputy DA as well, Patrick Melvin, back as well. Good morning, gentlemen.
Good morning. Good morning.
How's y'all's world? Y'all going well? First off, so I haven't really talked to you guys since flood and all that. You personally make out, or I don't know if you guys live in the Roswell area here, but you guys do okay there?
What a devastating time for our area. We neither one of us live in Roswell, but we have so much friends and coworkers, and also just the community at large that
impact
suffered.
a lot of family, and friends, and
not just that, but just the impact to the community itself was devastating, man. And our hearts definitely lie there within. We had several members who were adversely affected by the floods, and one of our attorneys, one of the greatest souls you'll ever meet, one of the nicest guys, his house was just completely destroyed.
But this is where you see the heart of our community too.
Yeah,
and you see
it was
people
incredible.
rally. Yeah,
it is, Mike, and it's been devastating. Like Justin is saying, one of our attorneys, his house got completely flooded. He had to be kind of evacuated out of there, and
wow! So it was
still doing
emergency,
some repairs.
like it was just not going.
And, it's been terrible. But from that, what you can see is the real strength of the local community and the surrounding area. Our district covers the 5th covers Eddie, Chavez, and Lee County. And just recently, I was at a city council meeting in Carlsbad, and I seen the mayor of Roswell come down because Carlsbad had sent up a number of aid, and I was just really touched by all of that. It shows the strength of the people of Roswell coming to the aid and helping everyone out, each other out, and then the surrounding communities as well, coming in and just kind of showing that we do really have a very strong community in this area. And
absolutely, I know. Like you said, sure, we talk about Roswell here, but folks forget Hagerman, Dexter, they were hit as hard.
Correct.
Your guy, other than the one, and everything else seemed to fare okay through that and all. Because I know we talk a lot about down here by the convention center, but it was a lot more widespread.
Yes, sir.
And impact a lot of people. So
yeah, we're very fortunate. There's some other staff members who were adversely affected that it could have been a lot worse for, who ended up getting
God was watching over, or whatever you believe in, was looking out that night. Overall,
one of our guys had to take refuge at our office there at the courthouse on the second floor and stuff because their truck got swept away and just
Chavez County Sheriff. I mean, he literally
I seen that video of it. Yeah,
absolutely.
It was impacting, but good. I'm glad. And is the family are they starting to get back on their feet and getting to life a little closer to normal for them, hopefully?
Yeah, so, Patrick was saying, it really gave us an opportunity to watch the community come together. Good. And, a huge shout out to the Corrections Division, the Adult Probation and Parole Division, and the Corrections Department out here. I believe it was RCC, and some of those individuals from the Corrections Department actually came out one afternoon and helped our guy and some of our staff members with finish the demolition of, because they had to go up so high on the walls, 4 feet or so on the walls, and break out all that sheetrock and insulation and all that. And a big crew from the Corrections Department came in and assisted with some of that demolition. So a big shout out to the Corrections Department and a lot of the other staff members that stepped up to help in that type of a situation. So yeah, he's been looking into FEMA help or whatever's going on there and stuff, and getting a lot of assistance there, but a lot of assistance from staff members in the community to assist in rebuilding.
Absolutely. And just real crowbar real quick, since you mentioned FEMA, for folks, if you do have FEMA things, of course they're at the mall and everything else, but tomorrow morning in the 7 o'clock hour, I'm going to have a representative from FEMA join us.
Excellent.
To give us an update as well, too.
Very cool.
So tune in there tomorrow for that for folks there.
Yeah, very cool.
So I just figured.
No, that's great.
It's good. I'm going to crowbar that in because it seems
couldn't have been. It's almost like we rehearsed that, right? What a great segue.
We call it. We got a radio show going here.
What a great segue. Absolutely.
But you're right. We're doing well here. So, but now we want to kind of turn our attentions here because the holiday season's here. Next week is Thanksgiving, Black Friday, Christmas right around the corner here, and this is that time of year where crime's up, and where you guys, especially, you'll probably see a lot of cases come across over the next couple months here, where it's going to be shoplifting or petty break-ins in cars and things, or your porch pirate, or even maybe some online type scam and stuff. This is the your type of year where your office probably gets flooded with that, or about to get flooded with those types of crimes and prosecutions.
Yeah, absolutely. And going back to that, just within the, maybe about a year now or so, we've started in a shoplifting kind of a task force, if you will, an initiative to really crack down on that. New Mexico would change some of the laws in order to help with that.
And that's really making an impact, isn't it?
Yes, I think it absolutely is.
We're starting to see real fruits from that labor. We're seeing numbers come down on some of the crazy stuff you see online, and this was exactly why this stuff was put in to curtail the craziness we were seeing online.
It is.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And so as part of that, I'll turn it over to our chief investigator, Justin Dominguez, to kind of talk about that and some of the issues, hopefully to keep people safe for this holiday season, the biggest shopping day of the year, Black Friday, right? So, Justin?
Yeah, no, this is a huge shopping season, and with the implementation of the Organized Retail Crime Act and the New Mexico Organized Retail Crime Association, I'm on the board of directors for the Organized Retail Crime Association on behalf of our agency and Diana Luce, our district attorney. But after they passed the new statute, Diana implemented a new task force, quote unquote, for our district in regards to shoplifting and stuff. And this statute really helped us in a lot of ways. And we just got done with the second annual Organized Retail Crime Conference up in Albuquerque, and we really were able to see a lot of the stuff throughout the state come to fruition on some of these, where it's a brand new statute. So in the onset, we didn't have the raw data to present to people to show how effective this is.
It's like, we know this is bad, but we can't.
And we're a year in now.
Yeah.
We're at least a year in now, so we're starting to be able to see how effective it is.
Sure.
But no, with the shopping season, what it is now at this time of the year, we really want folks to understand that if there is someone malintent and they just have that in their heart, there's nothing we can do about that.
Sure.
But there are ways that we as a society or as a group of people can do less to allow ourselves to become victims.
Absolutely. Well, it's when you come with, especially when it comes to these types of crimes, many of them are crimes of convenience.
Absolutely.
And if it's just sitting there, people will steal it, even with people who may not normally would take it. You watch those, what would you do type shows and all that. I mean, there's enough of those to prove that. So the point is, and this is what you're kind of reminded, is like, if you make it not so easy, that's half the battle.
Well, desperation is a crazy thing in the state of our economy. Without getting political or anything, the state of our economy right now is rough, and everything is very expensive, and desperate people often tend to do desperate things.
Absolutely.
And it's unfortunate that some of our society is in that state. However, it's the reality of the facts. So it's just as simple as, even at nighttime, ensuring on another aspect, just ensuring that you lock the doors on your vehicle, because people do walk up and down the streets of our communities.
I've seen people do it.
Check,
like they
check
walk up
door handles. And you know
what?
what? If they walk up and check your door handles and your car's locked, they move on to the next, because they're not looking to sit there and smash your windows and take stuff.
They're trying to get in and out.
They're looking for the easy target.
Yeah, they're not trying to make a spectacle of themselves. And
Correct.
Breaking windows and firing off alarms is exactly that.
Correct.
So.
They're looking for an easy target.
Yeah.
And that's one of the things on the way up here that Patrick and I were talking about. And as a topic of discussion, I didn't even think about porch pirates in regards to what we were talking about. I was gearing more towards, going to the mall and shopping, which I want to encourage people to shop at our local businesses and shop small.
That's how our economy grows.
And if you go to the mall and shop at some of the bigger stores, so to speak, just keep in mind that none of our material possessions are worth becoming involved with some of these individuals who now we are seeing an uptick, and some people that are shoplifting in the desperation becoming violent. So nothing is worth, none of our material things are worth, unfortunately, what could be worse, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Oh, no. And so one of the things, building off of what Justin's saying about that, is if you see someone shoplifting, you don't go and confront them.
Don't be a police officer.
That's right. Don't be a police
officer.
But what you can do is be a good witness, be a good reporter. Call that in immediately to the police, and just watch and observe. But don't try to stop them and tackle them, and don't do anything like that.
It's kind of the mindset, like we said, again, with the legislation, but there were, especially during COVID, you were seeing a lot of these shoplifters blatantly walk in and out and doing these things.
Mike,
and
it was nuts.
Yeah, and this is the point you're making. It's like, look, you see those videos and you get mad, and I get it. You want to be irate, you want to do something, because that's human nature. You see wrong, you want to stop wrong. If you're a person that's a good-natured and you want to do right by people, and that's within human nature, and I understand that. But what you're saying is, look, don't worry about it. Don't put yourself, don't put your family at risk. Video, report, remember, do that stuff. We got the rest. Put it this way, that $500 TV or $20 ham or whatever they're stealing ain't worth what's going on here.
Exactly.
We got cameras everywhere. We got phones. We got your testimony.
Yes.
Right.
We go track them down, and then guess what? we may not get them today, but next week they're going to be sitting behind a jail cell and paying for this crime. And you're safe, they're safe, and at the end of the day, the product's either recovered or whatever. No big deal. We replaced the $20 ham with a $500 TV or whatever it is that we're talking.
Absolutely, and I would take it even a step further and say if even being a good witness puts you in danger, then just don't even go there.
Don't go. Yeah, exactly. If
we are not asking anyone to put themselves in a position of danger to be a good witness.
Yeah.
It's just in the event that things are occurring and you're able to get some descriptors for us or a license plate or something like that does not put you or your family in danger. That's what we're asking. We are asking no one to become involved or to put themselves in a situation that could further enhance the potential for danger to them.
It's no different than trying to combat a meltdown with your own meltdown.
Correct.
What results happen there every time? Never the one you wanted, I'm pretty sure, despite what you melt down for. And it's no different here. It's like, I get it. And I even understand, I saw the opportunity and yes, God bless those people. And sometimes we get lucky and all that. And by all means, if you see law enforcement struggling, you're able to help them. I'm for all that.
Absolutely.
But at the same time, don't put yourself at any unnecessary risk, because quite frankly, whatever they're trying to steal just ain't worth it.
There's
nothing there that's worth it.
And then it's like in regards to not the physical aspect of shopping or anything, but if you're doing shopping online and you're having stuff delivered to your house, try to create a safe environment for your packages to be dropped off and maybe more easily concealed on your porch or something. If you have some kind of a box or thing set up that they can put your packages in and then secure.
Or make arrangements to have it sent to somewhere that you're going to be at, or
I've seen Amazon drop-off stations throughout places where they have lock boxes and stuff like that. There are steps that we can take to safeguard our packages and stuff like that, because again, like I said, desperation is a crazy thing.
Then again, here too, this is where those ring cams and door, those things they come helpful.
Absolutely,
because guess what? You can't get the porch pirate today, and you know what? You might not get the Christmas gift or whatever's there. But guess what? You give that stuff to the district attorney's office, and guess what? And here's the thing. That you just gave them a piece of evidence to a thing that they may have had 12 other pieces of evidence. Because let's face it, porch pirates and this type of crime, they didn't do it once and stopped.
No, I promise you.
That's right.
I promise you, if it happened to you, it's not their first. It's not their first rodeo, right?
So it's no different than in my military brain, where they used to scream in our heads when we're overseas. OPSEC. When you talk about things, don't say nothing, because you say you're one little piece of information, and no one else, and then they put it together. It's no different. This is how law enforcement and prosecutions build cases. They take a little piece from here, a little piece from here, your little piece, and their little piece. And now
put the puzzle
piece together, and we got a big old pie, or we got the clear picture here. And so that's why. So please invest in those ring cams and all that stuff. That'll be your best protection on some of this.
Those are excellent pieces of evidence.
Yeah.
And also, going back to community and the strength of community that was shown, that really came out during this recent flood. Watch out for, if you see someone who's not supposed to be there, it's your neighbors. I mean, just watch out for each other.
Sure. Neighborhood watch programs, I highly recommend you get with the RPD or the sheriff's department, or folks listening, if you're out of town here, getting and talk to I'm pretty sure each community has a neighborhood watch program, or at least the material to help you start your own neighborhood watch and get that going. And that's the best defense of this kind of stuff. Whether it's just and again, the neighborhood watch is not like the movie where Ben Stiller and you're running around at night, flashlights and whatever. No, it's not that. It's literally just
looking out for one another.
Yeah, looking out. Some take it and have a community meeting, and maybe once a month meet and do just communicate and talk. Others, it's like just keep the neighborhood better than anybody else. You see people that don't look like they belong there.
Yep.
Say something about that. You don't have to go confront them, but call the right people to
call attention to it. A heightened state of awareness, right?
Yeah, that's what it's all about. And so those kinds of things are the best defenses against 90% of the types of things we're talking about. Right. But certainly when you're out shopping and holiday shopping, it's those same tips they tell you every year. You buy the gifts, don't put them in the trunk. I know everybody's got SUVs now, cover them up. got the little privacy shades, or throw a blanket over it.
Absolutely.
Don't leave that stuff sitting out in the open like that. Certainly don't leave your doors unlocked.
Yeah, and if you venture off to one of our neighboring bigger areas, i.e. Lubbock or something like that, Midland, Odessa, or something like that, to do your shopping, Albuquerque, or whatever the case may be, take it a little step higher. Especially, say you're in Lubbock and you're hitting the mall and you're going back and forth, or one of the outlet places in El Paso, and you're taking stuff back and forth.
It's easy for that one slip for a second, and that's all.
Excuse me. Yeah, and just be mindful. It's so easy to get caught up in the hustle and bustle of the season to forget minor things, and unfortunately, that's where we end up seeing. Worst case scenario.
Absolutely.
You come back to your vehicle that one time, you may have made the mistake of forgetting to lock it, and thousands of dollars or hundreds of dollars of gifts or whatever is gone.
Yep. And then it's hopefully you have good credit card plans when you did all that and get that. But anyway, that's either way, you don't want none of that happening in your world. So that's it. And that's just it. It's the simple stuff like that. But like you said when you started this, Justin, if there's some people that are hell bent on doing it, that's what's going to happen.
Yes.
And you can't stop that. But like you said, if you just do the little things, it's no different at night when you're walking. You have your keys ready. You have, and this is advice. They used to tell women a lot. This is advice for everybody.
That's right.
This stuff is still standard.
Aside from that, it's just so very important to pay attention to your surroundings.
Mm-hmm.
As a normal citizen, a normal civilian citizen, it's so very important to just be mindful of your surroundings.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you what, listen to your intuition, because if something feels off or looks off, guess what? It's probably off.
Absolutely.
If something doesn't feel right, it's probably not right.
I'd rather follow it and it be nothing than not follow it and find out it was right.
Yeah, absolutely.
100%. 100%. And so, when you're getting out of your vehicle or you're pulling into a parking spot, look around. Pay attention to the vehicles that you're around. Pay attention to who's 5 spots down from you, if there's people kind of hanging out, or if the little hairs on the back of your neck stand up, it's usually for a reason.
Absolutely.
And just like you said, even if it's not, I'd rather play it as it has and nothing happened than downplay it and something unfortunately happening.
Absolutely.
So just a little heightened state of awareness this type of season, and and it's always a good idea, no matter what, to pay attention to your surroundings and what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
There's ways, just the random acts of violence. People don't understand that random acts of violence do happen, but they're few and far between. And for communities like ours that are in the fifth, man, they're just
even more
so
isolated.
Yeah, so random acts of violence in our communities just normally don't happen.
Well, and generally speaking, and I could be wrong on this, when you hear those, the random acts of violence was associated to mental health of some kind.
Sure.
Someone was dealing with dependency issues or mental health issues, bipolar, whatever that case may be. It wasn't just some random person going about their day saying, I'm going to cause problems today.
Right.
You know what I mean?
right. Yeah.
It's always,
somebody just, and again, don't take me wrong, or don't get it wrong.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, random acts of violence do happen, but they're so uncommon.
Absolutely.
Okay? Now, if you put yourself in a situation to become involved in those types of situations, that's not a random act of violence, and that's what people don't understand.
Right. Well, and a lot of the stuff like I was talking about, it's not random. You're seeing it building if you just pay attention.
Right.
There isn't just someone that decides to walk down the street punching people every day. I mean, sure, you see videos of that in New York City and stuff, and once in a while, and to be honest, that it could be a TikTok bit for all I know. You know what I mean? But here you don't see any of that kind of stuff, so it's even more rare.
Yeah, so we don't want to discourage anyone from going out and shopping in person and getting out and supporting our businesses, our small businesses around town. We want to encourage that, to the nth degree, but we also want to make sure everyone remains safe this shopping season while they do it.
Be proactive with your own safety, and because if you're just less of a target, then things it's easier, and that's what we're saying. Do the little things.
Sure.
Be mindful of that, and you'll save yourself probably a lot of heartache down the road.
And then on the retail side of things, we want to make sure that our retail partners are understanding that if these things are happening, please report them.
Absolutely.
We know that we're working on rebuilding a lot of those relationships through this association, through the Organized Retail Crime Association, and in conjunction with the New Mexico Organized Retail, or the Organized Retail Crime Act and the new statute, we're trying to rebuild those relationships with retails to get them to report these incidents, because I know how it is, man. It's been like this for a long time in law enforcement.
They feel like it's pointless.
Yes, exactly. Right. But for so long, I don't blame them, because there wasn't a lot of teeth behind what we could do.
Right.
Now
a lot of red tape, not a lot of teeth.
Right. Now there is. Now with this statute and our ability to aggregate these charges to reach that felonious level in order for prosecution now exists.
Well, and that's the ideology we have. And this is, we can get into the big picture of things. It's like, well, we have laws, and who are the laws here to protect? The innocent, or and that's where the question is. And we're starting to look at it, and that's why like you said, we're looking at this. It's like we're here to protect the shop owners, the people that are doing legal, legitimate things in society. Yes, we're not here to protect the people breaking the law. We're here to prosecute those people.
That's right.
And we have to take these victories in New Mexico when we get them, because it's talk about few and far between is when we get these types of victories in New Mexico to move forward and to get tougher laws and penalties, et cetera, for crimes.
Yeah,
and
so that's but you're right. It takes because if the store owners and don't partner and work with you guys hand in hand, you can't make the arrests. You can't make the convictions.
We can't build the case.
You can't build the case, exactly. And so please, please
your $5 and with us, and what I'm talking about with us being able to aggregate the charges, with your $5 or your $25 theft from Walmart that's not reported, so to speak, that could be the $25 that we needed to bump this up to that
nickel and dime crooks keep getting away with it because
that's
they nickel and dime.
That's the reason behind this statute. Yeah. People who are committing these crimes got so good at understanding the dollar amount that it took to keep them just under that area.
Exactly. They're just enough to keep them without getting major problems here. And now it's like, now we got, so please, yes, when you bust the person for the $25 thing, don't just kick them out the store. Create the track record, create the thing, because when this person does it again and again, which 99.9% of the time, that's what happens. Yeah. Occasionally, one time, it's the kid that did the dumb thing and learned the lesson.
And that's not what this is for.
Yeah,
the mother is trying to feed her kids.
We're talking these people are making their livelihood by stealing from other people.
Yes, that's right. This is targeting serial shoplifters, people that go in and then will resell. I mean, one of the things you'll see, right, is they'll go in and they'll stay just under that, hit number of stores for $450.
Oh, if they put as much effort into this as they did in a real thing, they'd probably be making lucrative careers in something. Yeah. It's like prison ingenuity all over again. You watch those shows and you're like, geez, if you did that in the outside world, you're probably an engineer and make six figures.
Yeah. Right. But it's so devastating. What they do is, they sell. Maybe there's a fence involved, or maybe they're just going out and doing it themselves. But then they'll put it on an online marketplace and then just resell it. Yeah. And now the stores are competing with their own product that's being stolen.
Which is another reminder, if you're out shopping online and looking at your Craigslist or wherever you do, your Facebooks or wherever you're out doing that stuff, if things look too good to be true, probably is, and it's probably stolen.
Listen,
you might want to raise a flag.
If you see a 3,500 watt generator being sold for $150.
Methinks that might be
Come
hot.
on.
Right. No, my uncle gave it to me. Sure he did. Yeah, so be wise to that as well, too, because guess what? That is a crime. If you knowingly buy stolen goods, you are committing
receipt
a
or
crime
possession of stolen property.
Yeah, and so I mean, obviously, if you didn't know, but come on, they're going to raise a red flag when you see they're selling something that's thousands under what it's actually valued, and that is a red flag. So just be smart about that yourself too. And likewise, I would throw that as a tip. If you have your own stolen, you have stuff like that. I know law enforcement certainly do that, but please help them out. If you're looking online and hey, that looks like my bike.
Absolutely.
Please report that.
Yeah, let us know, or your local law enforcement agency know in regards to the appropriate jurisdiction, county sheriff or city.
Don't try to do a sting on your own.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Don't try to set up a reverse buy or something. I mean, let the authorities take care of it. Let us handle it.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, you're not only helping yourself, but every single person before you that also got robbed by this person. Right. You're ending that. So not only for yourself, but for your community. Please report these things. Be vigilant about it. Don't let people just get away with it, and certainly don't do vigilante justice.
Exactly.
I know if it feels good, man, you feel like you're accomplishing something, but you're really not. You're actually making it worse 99.9% of the time.
Yes, sir.
And especially, and we're just at a season where this is going to be common. Now that like I said, Black Friday's next week. People are going to be shopping. They're going to be, please come out and enjoy it. Come out and take advantage of all the stuff. But when you're in these crowds and when it's busy, be mindful that please keep tab of children and things because they tend to wander and all these things that tend to happen this time.
And I just want to throw out there this too. If there is a super good deal at Target or Walmart or wherever it is, you see those towels and they're just reduced to a ridiculous amount. Please don't fight over them.
Oh yes, buy them, please. Let's not have the Black Friday where the people are getting trampled at the doors and it's two ladies getting a knockdown drag out over a blender or something.
Seriously, you guys remember several years back when Black Friday actually started? I was a kid, but I can remember when Black Friday actually started.
Yeah,
and we were having these shootings and stabbings and stuff over toys and TVs. Oh man, I think it's crazy.
You could probably argue about the specific product, but I would argue Cabbage Patch Kids were probably the dawn of the Black Friday mob.
It was so crazy. Guys, what are we doing?
Yeah, I mean, one could, but toys are the reason. Like if you go, like it's kind of funny. You go spend a day watching History Channel, man. The toys that built America. You learn a lot, and a lot of it, this Black Friday stuff. There's a lot of that history in there too with that, and like Star Wars when it came out in '77, it was the big hit it was, and the toys came out in Kenner. Problem was they couldn't keep up. So all those kids that first Christmas, they wanted to get their X-Wing fighters and their little Luke Skywalker and Darth. They literally got from Kenner promissory notes saying your X-Wing is on its way. Your Darth Vader, right? Exactly. So,
and now it's Stanley Cups.
And then it went the other way. Then the Cabbage Patch, and they got so popular, and it turned into a whole. Because I think it initially started. Like it was a shop, like a Cabbage Patch. And you went and kind of picked the kid, and they picked him out of the Cabbage Patch, and there's a whole story to it.
Huh.
And then when it got into regular stores, and then the moms got out there and just started over Cabbage Patch Kids.
The things we do for our kids. Right?
Yeah, right. But I would also argue it brought us culture together because parents and things started getting like selective on what kid was left, and if it didn't match your race, they didn't care, and so I would argue that was some steps where people are like, the first accepting of multicultural. It's okay. It's a Hispanic Cabbage Patch Kid. It's a white Cabbage Patch Kid. But anyway, another story for another time. But yeah, you can blame Cabbage Patch Kids for why people hate each other on Black Friday. But that being said, by all means, do your thing and do all that stuff. And we were actually joking earlier, and I think it's kind of shifted because, we all grew up a certain age and kind of lived and know a certain thing. But people younger than us, they're more internet world. And so it's almost cyber Black Friday now. Right. And so maybe there's less of this because they're all behind keyboards.
Right. Yeah. No, and that's a lot of the reason why we wanted to also keep people aware and be mindful about the porch pirates too. It's not just the in-person shopping that could subject you to a crime or to having your property taken from you. It's the porch pirate stuff too. So have a plan in place for your packages and stuff to be dropped off or anything like that. Communicate with the people in your area that deliver your packages and stuff like that. Let them know if you have alternative places for things to be stored, a side gate, or maybe build you a little lock box where stuff can be stored. Protect yourself because at the end of the day, it's basically a crime of opportunity. And if the opportunity presents itself and these people just happen to be canvassing or casing your area, they're going to take the opportunity to take your stuff. It's very unfortunate, but it's the reality of where we're at.
It is the life we live in, and you have to act accordingly, or you will be a victim. It's just the facts. And so, yes, be proactive on that. And I know, and I'm sure most of you have dealt with whatever it's UPS or FedEx or whoever. They all usually are very well at working with people on that and working. When you give the delivery instructions, leave it under the tree.
Well, think about it, man. They're just because they deliver doesn't mean that they don't have stuff delivered to their houses. So they get it. They understand.
They probably they're victims themselves sometimes.
They get it.
Although I feel like if you had that job, you could just bring your own packages home with you. But maybe, I don't know how it works. But I'm like, if that's for me, I'll just grab it and take it with me.
I'm not even going to
feel like
try
it's a
to
job
understand
perk.
how those guys do their jobs.
I feel like it's a job perk. Like, oh, that's for me.
I'm not even going to
But
try
I don't
to
know
understand.
either. It could be different.
Sure.
But yes, you're right. It is. And that's what we're here. Just remind, we don't make the holiday season, and don't do anything to try to make it worse by just be mindful of this stuff. Just
protect yourself.
Have a plan. Have things in place, and of course, if you have any questions about it, don't hesitate to call any of our police stations. Call the DA's office, and if you have questions, they'll be happy to explain that to you and stuff.
Also on a side note, I just popped into my head, on behalf of our agency and Gina especially, I know we really want to thank you and the opportunity we've had in the past few months to push the golf tournament and stuff. It was a great success.
Excellent. I was going to ask you if we had an update on our DA dogs.
It was it was a great success. Gina did an incredible job, and the staff members that she has that helps her put on and coordinate these events. The golf tournament was a great success. We really encourage everyone to participate in that next year.
I'm glad, and I hope it's raising a bunch of money. And quite frankly,
it was.
Because how I feel about it, you shouldn't have to do this.
Yeah, no.
These dogs are such an asset. These things to be honest, like those things should come out like when you get your job and say, here's your computer, here's your desk, here's your office, here's your DA dog to do your job.
Right.
That's how this should be.
Yeah. Right. No, it was a great success. And to encourage people for next year, there was great prizes given out. There was great giveaways that were donated for door prizes that were given out, and great silent auction items. It was just an incredible event all the way around, and we're very grateful. I know Gina is very grateful for the community coming together and supporting that.
Oh.
And
whatever else we can do, please let me know.
Yeah, thank you very much.
That's such a great program, and I know this all came out of this office right here, this district.
Yeah, and this was the first year that Diana actually participated as a golfer on one of the teams, and it was
she had golf skills.
It was me, Patrick, and her.
Okay.
We're on a team. We were the.
Are you better lawyers than golfers?
We were. Our team.
I thank God I'm actually pretty happy. Well, not in your case, lawyer, but you know what I mean.
So
you're better at your day job than your golf job.
So on that note, we did get last place officially. And,
all right. Well, that's why you signed up, because
right.
We don't want no one to feel like your last place. We'll fall on that.
That's right. We'll take one.
And so everyone's happy.
And so we got to start working now, Justin, to get ready to defend our title for next year.
We got medals with toilet lids on and everything.
That's right.
It was incredible. But
we will be the worst, and there will be no worse.
So when we put this team together, and by the way, like the reason we were able to come together and golf on this team was one of the local businesses in the area donated. Sponsored a team,
awesome.
And we were able to do that. And so that's another reason why local businesses are important. When it comes to these types of things.
Absolutely.
And it's not just Roswell businesses; it's businesses throughout the Fifth. You know what I mean? So we're very grateful for those sponsorships. Also,
I'm glad that everyone turned out, and this is more proof that I always keep saying to folks. And look at this level. This is government. This is what government's supposed. But if you want nice things in your community, if you want your community to be better, it takes no one but you to make that better. If you're waiting for the government to do it, you're going to be waiting all day. And this kind of proves my case in point here. It's like, our government needs help here, because every single person in this district attorney and every single DA's office in the state of New Mexico, in the United States of America, for that matter, should have this program as a staple, as part of it. This should be as commonplace as you as a law enforcement officer carrying a gun. Or they taking your fingerprints when you're. This should be a standard operating procedure, in my opinion.
And if anybody wants to donate golf lessons for Patrick or Diana, please let us know. Because when I asked them to play on a team together, they said, "Well, we've never really played golf before," and so I didn't know that meant that they had never swung a club before. So
they're like, "No, I watched golf once I saw a movie about golf."
Right. We had a great time, and we're very grateful for everyone that came out to help us.
Awesome. And unfortunately, I think you guys are a little old for the Fierce Tea program. So
right.
So maybe you get your kids in, and maybe they can teach you something.
We get out there, and I'm asking Justin, where's the windmill that I hit it in?
Right.
The
like, where's the clown that's laughing at me?
Yeah. What what a great blessing the community was in helping this. And you know, largely, again, thank you to you and the platform that you give us every month to come out and talk about these things.
Thank you. I'm glad to do it, and I'm whatever else I can do to continue, because it's what you guys do so much for this community, and people don't realize it. And to be honest, you kind of do it handed a bag of lemons sometimes until you make lemonade. So that's exactly what you do. So we appreciate it. So good deal. Well, guys, have an amazing Thanksgiving. If I don't see you guys before, hopefully you get to actually enjoy some of that, not be totally doing your day job.
Yes, sir.
Yep. Maybe use some of it to practice golf. I don't know. And we'll see you guys next month.
Yes, sir. Right. Thank you very much. Appreciate
Thank you. Happy holidays.
Yes, sir. Safe and happy Thanksgiving.
Absolutely. It is 9:55. Let's do a SRN business update, quick break to pay for lunch, and then we're going to call it a show. Don't go away.
You up with a giant roasting pan along with gift cards for your holiday feast. Happy Honda Days on now at Roswell Honda, 2177 West 2nd.
Matter of days, although at this point there are still some key issues to be ironed out. Record holiday travel expected as Americans head out for Thanksgiving. AAA expects 80 million people to travel at least 50 miles from home, but the weather could complicate things on both coasts.
Locations across the western U.S. are going to be unsettled with rain and higher elevation snow through Wednesday. And then the attention is going to shift towards the eastern U.S. as a storm system begins to develop and affect the Ohio Valley, Tennessee Valley to the east coast, with likely some areas of rain, locally heavy rain, and then there's going to be some potential for snow.
Rich Otto with the National Weather Service. President-elect Trump has filled his cabinet now, choosing those he'd like to have on his team. Among Mr. Trump's nominees,
over the weekend, he named former White House aide Brooke Rollins to be his agriculture secretary. She was domestic policy chief during his first term. Rollins holds a degree in agricultural development. He's also tapped Russell Vogt in the Office of Management and Budget, Tom Homan as border czar, and Stephen Miller for deputy chief of policy.
Correspondent Jackie Quinn says now attention focuses on the Senate and confirmation hearings. As is often the case, some of the cabinet nominees are controversial. They could have a challenging time winning approval. And that's raising the possibility of recess appointments to get those nominees on board. The United Arab Emirates reporting the arrest of 3 Uzbek nationals, the killing of an Israeli rabbi. Watching Wall Street, the Dow is up 460 points, NASDAQ ahead 78 points. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Here's an important message from the Diabetes Solution Center. Do you like pricking your fingers to test your blood sugar levels? No one does, but it's important to maintain your health. And now, by wearing a small remote device called a continuous glucose monitor, or CGM, you don't need to prick your fingers anymore. It's easy to use and helps you make more accurate diabetes treatment decisions. If you are testing your blood sugar 3 or more times daily, injecting insulin, or using an insulin pump, call the Diabetes Solution Center right now. And if you have Medicare or most major insurance coverage, you may be able to get a new CGM at little to no out-of-pocket cost. Shipping is free, and we'll even bill your insurance company for you. If you are testing your blood sugar 3 or more times daily, injecting insulin, or using an insulin pump, call the Diabetes Solution Center right now to learn how to end the painful finger sticks and get your own continuous glucose monitor, or CGM, at little to no out-of-pocket cost.
Romania's political landscape is reeling. A little-known far-right populist has won the first-round presidential election, going from an obscure candidate to beating the incumbent prime minister and a reformist politician.
There's a resentment of refugees coming across the border from Ukraine. Romania has the largest border with Ukraine of any EU country, something more than 600 kilometers, and tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of Ukrainian refugees have come across. In terms of the bigger picture, Romania has a large inflation, relatively large inflation, running at over 5%. There's also a sense of the current elite, and there's a resentment often in the countryside among working people that they're falling behind, that they're not earning enough.
That's a BBC's Nick Thorpe. And foreign ministers from the world's leading industrialized nations, the G7 countries, now meeting in Italy. Townhall.com. We are learning more about the September fire at the Biolab chemical plant near Atlanta.
Federal authorities have released an update saying the fires produce a toxic chemical cloud that forced nearby residents to shelter in place. Fires at the facility in Conyers sent a huge plume of orange and black smoke into the sky. U.S. Chemical Safety and Hazard Investigation Board has released an update that lays out a timeline of events beginning when an employee heard a popping sound and tried unsuccessfully to isolate the reacting product. Jason Walker reporting.
A judge could decide today whether new evidence warrants a re-examination of the convictions of Eric and Lyle Menendez in the murders of their parents in their Beverly Hills home more than 30 years ago. They were sentenced to life without parole. It's a crime prosecutors say was motivated by money. More on these stories, townhall.com.
What in the wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man in this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. I leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The devil listen, what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 6 minutes after 8 o'clock. Welcome to hour number 2.
The Deuce.
Hello, Mornings with Mike Winters, right here on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM. Happy Thanksgiving Monday.
Gobble, gobble.
Holiday week Monday.
My kid has been rubbing it in my face all weekend long. I don't have to go to school all week. I'm like, I know. I get it.
My wife was doing that too.
Clap, 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 clap. Congratulations. Now, that's not, and I said this on my other show this morning, not to take away from these amazing teachers, the educators, the administrators. They absolutely deserve this week off. My kids do not. My children do not deserve, they have not earned this right. They have never walked to school, not one time.
Well, make them walk to school. No more.
Right. You're on your own, Hunter.
I've been moved my parents. But anyway, yes. Happy Monday. Happy holiday week for most.
I am very much looking and I've said this in the past, but Thanksgiving is my favorite holiday. Christmas is complicated now that now that I have kids. Other holidays are just kind of meh. Halloween, everybody gets so excited for Halloween, and then it's just like over. Yeah. So I just have never gotten excited for Halloween. But Thanksgiving is that sweet spot, man.
Yep.
Got all the good stuff, the best foods.
Well, I mean, it's about giving thanks and everything, but really at the end of the day, it's just about spending time with family and friends.
Oh, yeah, the thankful thing. Sure.
And
the food. Back to the food.
Living life. That's the, it's not the expectations of having to go over the top with our Christmas stuff and all that. It's
not yet.
But, I mean, that's why I think everyone loves that holiday so much. It's people, you can tell. People, kids, everyone that just don't prepare for Christmas, love Christmas. People that do the preparing.
People that make it happen.
Love Thanksgiving.
That's right.
That's just a trend. You'll notice.
It's kind of like our after party just before.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
I just found out a factoid that I'm moderately curious about.
Okay.
They're rebooting the movie The Running Man.
Really?
Yes. You remember the 80s Arnold Schwarzenegger Running Man movie based off a Stephen King book.
Right.
Which is actually not written by Stephen King. Well, it was written by Stephen King, but he put it under his pen name, which I can't remember what it is off the top of my head. But Richard something, or I can't remember his pen name. But he had a pseudo pen name that he wrote that story under, The Running Man. It was actually and if you actually follow the Running Man thing, the Stephen King book is not remotely the same as the 80s Arnold Schwarzenegger movie.
Just going to throw this out there.
Yes.
The year that the movie is based in is 2019. The futuristic, dystopian, dark world that the Running Man, the original Running Man from 1987 is based in, is 2019.
Yeah.
They stay true to the book. It's basically it's the pandemic.
Well, here's the problem. The book is not the same as the movie. They're not even the same story.
Okay.
Like the movie, it's the Running Man and the he's in the arena and you got Richard Dawson and it's like a game show and all of that. Where the book, it's not like that. He's free across the country and he's trying to win his freedom. It's a whole different story.
Okay.
But
have they said anything about the cast?
Yes. Now here's the deal.
Okay.
It's scheduled to release November of next year, November 21st of 2025.
Richard Bachman, by the way.
The
Stephen King's pen name.
Okay, there it is. I knew it was Richard.
Oh, okay.
Something.
Here's the cast.
So the cast, the Ben Richards role, which is the Arnold Schwarzenegger character in the movie, is played by Glenn Powell.
He is white hot right now. Just coming off of Twisters. Everybody.
He was in Maverick.
He's like the it guy of the moment.
I was looking at his IMDb. Josh Brolin's in it. He's playing the ruthless producer. Also starring in it, and I don't know what their roles are, is Michael
Cera, yeah.
And William H. Macy.
Which, I gotta say, I have never hated another character on a TV show or movie series more than I hate Frank Gallagher from Shameless. He deserves nothing. But that is a testament to how good William H. Macy is as an actor.
Yeah, I think he's...
Because he can make you absolutely despise him or he can make you fall in love with him. That man is gold.
Well, I would offer, to prove his range. Yes, he plays the most deplorable character in Shameless. But he's also the same guy if you watched... if you watched the Sahara movie with it's based off of, if you're a Clive Cussler fan of his books, it's one of his books.
That was the one with
Matthew McConaughey and all that. Well, William H. Macy plays Admiral Sandecker, who's one of the main characters in all of the Dirk Pitt books and the Clive Cussler series is of books. But he's like that. That character's the complete opposite of, he's like straight-laced military, but he will bend the rules for good and all this. It's just the complete opposite of the Shameless character. So yes, William H. Macy's a comedian.
I always think of him for his happy roles is the role he played in Mystery Men.
Yeah.
I mean, he was so good in that just comedic slapstick movie.
And then there's the creamy middle of all that, the Fargo character.
Yeah.
Where he's equally likable and deplorable all in the same time in that one too. Because at the end of the day, he's kind of a dude just trying to get ahead, but does the dumbest things possible to do that.
Right. There was a movie, and I can't think of the title, but it was where, was it just called Door to Door? Really? Okay, well, it's not Matthew McConaughey. It's William H. Macy, and he's just a door-to-door salesman.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And it's I never watched it, but it used to always come on before or after wrestling on WCW when I was a kid. So, I would just see the commercial and just hear and then they open the door and there's William H. Macy's happy face. Like, that dude has got. I mean, he's really he's got a range.
Seabiscuit.
Yeah, I forgot he was in Seabiscuit.
Yeah, he was TikTok.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Yeah,
so
he's a great actor.
That's I'm genuinely curious.
Yep.
I mean. Now, I will say this. When you said Running Man, I confuse Running Man and Omega Man.
Oh, yeah, no. This is the...
Yeah, the Omega Man, that's the one where you die at 50, right?
I don't think I've seen Omega Man.
Okay.
I've seen Running Man.
They're kind of similar in
Are they?
A dystopian world and yeah.
All I know is I'm very curious to see what they do. Are they going to do the Stephen King book version in this one, or are they going to keep it more like the campy 80s movie? And I'm not sure which one's going to be better, because I'm kind of cool either way.
Right.
I'm just very curious.
These days, a lot of people like to do the artsy thing. So I fear
it's going to go
that
like
they're going to
book.
go. It's going to go more like the literary path, the cinematic path. I did find out that according to the Duffer Brothers, they did an interview. Season 5, the final season of Stranger Things, will answer all of your questions.
Is that going to be out next summer?
I believe it's going to be out next summer. Okay. But get excited because I'm going to start coming up with some physics questions. I have some stuff about constitutional law that I genuinely need answers to. So they said that this season's going to answer all your questions. So get them ready, folks.
I'm going to find.
That's right. Why is the sky blue? I mean, I know the textbook definition, but why do the Duffer Brothers think the sky is blue?
How do they get the ship in the bottle?
Right, exactly. Did you build a bottle around the ship or the ship inside the bottle? How does it work? I don't even know, man. All your questions going to be answered. Season 5.
That's right. All right, let me give you the rundown of the show. We'll get you update with the weather here in just
Why
a bit.
do fools fall in love?
Why? Ask why.
Why do birds sing so gay?
Oh, so many questions. But yes, we'll get you updated with the weather here in just a bit. And then here in a few minutes from Alpha Home Care, we'll have Sonia Bolaños and Sabrina Omerovic. I hope I said that right. We'll find out.
I'm not agreeing.
We'll find out. And we'll have a conversation with them about their services and everything here in just a few. Later on, we'll get you up to date with news of the local variety, along with your Wall Street business update and whatever else we can come up with for this hour of the show.
Why do butterflies flutter by?
As they can. It is 8:15. Let's take a look at your weather.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. We're looking pretty good all the way through Thanksgiving. Low 60s and sunshine today. High pressure settling in for a while. Few clouds overnight. We're in the upper 30s. And then we get sunshine on Tuesday. Upper 60s to about 70, except near 80 for the high at Carlsbad. And then Wednesday looks mostly sunny. Thanksgiving Day, a mix of sunshine and clouds. A little bit cooler, mid-50s. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Thank you, Steve. Currently 46 degrees here in Roswell. Humidity is at 66%. Winds currently out of the north at 14 miles per hour. Mostly sunny today and 61 for a high. Winds will be out of the north 5 to 10 miles per hour. Tonight, partly cloudy. Expect an overnight low of 34 degrees. East winds at around 5 miles per hour. Tuesday, sunny and 68 for a high. So warming up a little bit, but we get warmer on Wednesday, but windy. I'll get to that in a minute. But 68 for Tuesday with south winds at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Tomorrow night, going to be warm. Partly cloudy, overnight low of 50 with southwest winds at around 10 miles per hour. And then Wednesday, we get warm but windy, like real warm. 77 for a high on Wednesday, but west winds 10 to 15 early, picking up 15 to 20, gusting as high as 30 miles per hour by Wednesday afternoon. Wednesday night, mostly cloudy, overnight low of 39. And then for your Thanksgiving Day, going to be a lot cooler, mostly sunny with a high of 50. So, yeah, we're going to see about a 25 to 30 degree drop from Wednesday to Thursday. Thanksgiving evening, mostly cloudy, overnight low of 34. For Friday, partly cloudy, 56 for a high. And then for the weekend, Saturday, 60 and 62, mostly sunny, 54 and sunny on Sunday. All right, 6:18, we're going to take a 3.5-minute break, and then we'll talk with the folks from Alpha Home Care on the other side. Don't go away. You're listening to Mornings with
Mike. I read a quote once that said, when you blame others, you give up your power to change. Hi, this is Pastor Troy and Julie Smitherman for The Joy of Marriage.
We all want to play the victim at times. It even feels good to feel sorry for ourselves. But that puts a lid on our life. It stunts our growth, it damages our marriages, and if you have children, it can even hurt them.
It can seem like a daunting task to take responsibility for our actions. But the Bible says in Philippians 4:13, we can do everything through Christ who gives us strength.
If you've never experienced the love of God, and you don't know your true potential and don't realize how good God is, when you're feeling like a victim, turn to God. He'll give you the strength to move beyond yourself and help you have a victorious marriage.
If
you have any questions or would like further information about the Joy of Marriage Ministry, please go to jomconference.com.
A bedroom is a quiet escape where I go for peace and comfort. This is Melanie at Glenn's Furniture. I know how important the most private room in your home is for your life and the lives of your family. That's why we offer a selection of bedroom groups that make living easier and more comfortable. Modern designs, bold curves, and stylish fabrics elevate your bedroom space. You'll find your new set easy to sleep on and even easier to own. Come see us at Glenn's on the corner of Union and Alameda, where delivery is free since 1953.
At Martine's Capital Cafe, come in and enjoy a delicious variety for breakfast, lunch, or dinner. Try our burritos, huevos rancheros, asado, chorizo, sausage, flautas, fajitas, chili rellenos, quesadillas, enchiladas, sopapillas, and don't forget their award-winning green chili cheeseburger and so much more. Everything is prepared with the finest and freshest ingredients. Martine's Capital Cafe. Quality, value, tradition, and the most delicious New Mexican food since 1989. Open Monday through Saturday from 6 to 8:30 p.m. at 110 West 4th Street in Roswell.
The Roswell Symphony Orchestra and the Way Off Broadway Theater Company present a classic Christmas story, Menottes, Amal, and the Night Visitors. Sunday, December 22nd, 2:30 p.m. at Pearson Auditorium in Roswell. Witness the story of one young boy's encounter with three very wise kings on their way to one very important birthday party. Get your tickets now online at roswellsymphony.org or at the door. Menottes, Amal, and the Night Visitors. Sunday, December 22nd, 2:30 p.m. at Pearson Auditorium in Roswell. The Black Friday Price Slasher clearance event is on now at Roswell Nissan with prices slashed across the lot. Like a 2023 Nissan Rogue slashed just $338 a month. 2021 Nissan Altima slashed just $308 a month. Or a 2019 Buick Encore slashed just $247 a month. Then join Roswell Nissan November 23rd for your chance to win a $400 Walmart shopping spree. The drawing will be held at 1 p.m. sharp. The Black Friday Price Slasher clearance event on now at Roswell Nissan, 2111 West 2nd.
Big news, Southeastern New Mexico. Southwest Bearing is back and better than ever. Under new ownership, Southwest Bearing is your trusted source for heavy equipment needs, offering custom hydraulic hoses, air hoses, diamond roller chain, bearings, belts, seals, sprockets, tools, fluids, fittings, and more. Our expert team delivers top quality products and exceptional service to keep your machinery running smoothly. Visit us at 809 East McGaffey in Roswell or call 575-623-2300. Southwest Bearing, custom solutions, local service.
Mulan has the highest kill count of any Disney character. When asked for comment, Buzz Lightyear responded, "To infinity and beyond." Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 22 minutes after 8 o'clock, and joining us in studio this morning from, I keep wanting to say Alpha Omega. I've got to stop saying it. It's just all those Greek letters. Alpha Home Care this morning here. Sonia Bolaños also joining us. Where Sabrina Omerovic as well. Good morning, ladies. How are you doing today?
Good morning.
Good.
We're good.
Did I get it right? Or
Yes.
Okay, good. First off, happy Thanksgiving week. How you guys have Thanksgiving plans? You guys going to be in town for? Or are you going to?
No.
Beat cheeks as soon as the work day's over, kind of thing.
I'll be going back home to Odessa.
Oh, very nice.
Yes.
Okay, good. Well, that's not too far of a trip.
No, it's not.
A few hours. Far enough away where you're out of town, but not too far where you don't have to spend all day driving.
Correct.
You know what I mean? That's kind of nice for you. Are you going to be in town, or you get to?
Oh, yeah. I'm in town.
Nice.
Well, my
Are you
kiddos,
cooking, or you just get to show up and eat?
Just show up and eat.
Nice. Even better. She doesn't have to travel, and she doesn't have to cook. Take notes, people. She's got it. She's got it right. Very good. But as much as we love Thanksgiving and all that, we do want to talk about a little bit about what you guys do here at Alpha Home Care. Of course, providing home care for seniors, things like that. That's kind of the day job here too. But a lot of times you do come across folks that they don't have insurance, or they don't qualify for various reasons and things like that. So you guys do have programs, or a program here that really can offer some assistance to folks that have probably been turned away elsewhere here a little.
Yes, that's correct. So we have under the Chavez County Health Council, they are our physical agent.
Yeah.
We've started.
They've been a little busy lately with the flooding.
Oh, yes,
They've kind of taken over as the agent, kind of the I don't know what the term would be. Kind of the point of the spear to kind of get to even FEMA and everything else.
Yes.
211's been our resource for all that. So
yes.
Yep, that's what they do.
We've been busy with that.
Yeah.
But we have the new program, and it's called Caring for Seniors. And what it is anybody who does not have Medicaid and they need home care, non-medical home care services, they don't, like I said, they don't have Medicaid.
Okay.
But they can't afford to pay private.
I gotcha.
Then this program can help.
And this really could help the whole family because, like I said, this is for non-medical stuff.
Yes.
So generally speaking, a lot of this would either stuff they either did themselves that they couldn't do,
Correct.
or they had a family member or some kind of friend or someone doing this kind of care for them, which we all know probably eats into their time. And, anytime you're caregiving for a loved one, elderly, that eats up a lot of time, resources. Oh, by the way, you got your own day job in life that you got to manage. And so really this could be a huge relief for a family, not just the individual in need of health care or home care here, right?
Correct. Yes.
What? So what's kind of is it stuff like running errands and cleaning, whatever ancillary stuff that needs to get done around the house, kind of thing?
Yes. So normally with a non-medical home care agency, we provide like light housekeeping, laundry, medication reminders, light meal preparations, errands. And then we can also
no rack of lambs being made here,
right.
but we'll get you. We'll put together a nice dinner.
Yes.
The creme brulee is room temperature.
Right. Yes. And so we will also, if they need the assistance with daily living, like dressing, bathing, we can assist with that as well.
Absolutely.
So like I said, with that, we would have quite a few individuals that would call, or they, need the assistance.
Mm-hmm.
But like I said, they don't qualify. They can't afford it because they don't have the Medicaid part that does pay for those services.
Sure.
Because Medicaid is the one who will pay for that.
And I know for a fact that that's the kind of stuff that really is the like, okay, the person's dealing with whatever medical affliction or whatever it is, but what beats down life is all the other things, because let's face it, especially a person that's independent, that's not independent anymore. You already know, we all know that when you are an independent person and you don't become when you're requiring to be relying on someone else to take care of your needs, that's a certain kind of headspace and that certain kind of mentality. You're dealing with that already.
Yes.
And that's tough to deal with. And of course, family members want to feel that burden and everything else. And so you don't realize when you're dealing with a family member that's dealing with maybe a terminal illness or a long-term illness or something like this, we don't think of those things as the part that brings you down, so to speak. You know what I mean? Like you talk with like Alzheimer's patients and their family members dealing with that kind of thing. It's never, at the end of the day, the part that we remember, the hardest part to deal with is not even so much the actual medical thing that's going on with the patient. It's all the life surrounding it, and so that's where this can really make dealing with something like this that's already bad, but make it a much more manageable, much more positive thing. If that's, where we can take whatever life is left here and make it much more quality life for everyone involved, not just the loved one that's needing the direct care, but for mom and dad or brother and sister or son and daughter, whoever it is that's kind of taking care of the day-to-day of this, folks. Because this is it. If you're busy trying to help get mom dressed and fed and ready for the day, and then you got to get your kids fed and ready for the day, yourself fed and ready for that's a lot to take in. And doing that day after day after day is going to impact your own mental health and your own
That
issues.
is correct, yes.
And so, to be honest, this might be the life-changing thing that a family's needing right now. So, I'm like, if you've been told no before, why would you not come down and let's make a phone call. Let's you can go through 211. I'm sure. Just call 211, and we'll give you the numbers direct here in a minute. But if you can't wait, call 211 and say, hey, I heard this thing about Alpha Home Care doing this program for people that that don't qualify for Medicaid, and they'll be happy to tell you more about this and get you set up for. But But yeah, this could be a game changer for some folks, especially, we'll call it a holiday blessing. This could be one of those things where, you're thinking, how am I going to get through Christmas right now? I can't get through next week.
That's true.
This could be that answer, right?
Yes. So also it's not just for home care services, but also because what we did was we looked at everything that an elderly person, needs.
Like all of the things
that
is needed to make sure this person has a quality of life day to day.
Yes.
Kind of thing.
Because our goal is to always try to keep, your loved one at home.
Sure.
Right. And so with that, there are other things that, when they're getting to, an older age, unfortunately they lose their independence. Mm-hmm. And so they, rely on, family or, if they don't have any children or family because they're already
is not
high
uncommon.
age.
Sometimes they outlived everybody.
Yes.
That happens sometimes. And so, yeah.
And so they've lost the ability to do the things that they normally would do for themselves,
Mm-hmm.
And one of them is like keeping their yard,
Sure. Keeping them from the homeowners and the neighbors from,
Yes.
getting salty with you and everything else. Yeah.
Or the city,
Sure.
saying, hey, you know what, you're.
Because we love when we get those weed notices in the mail.
Exactly. So
they help with some of that.
So
stuff
we're
keep you from getting in trouble with the various inspectors and whatnot.
Yes.
Too,
so we're partnering up with different local businesses here who will do those type of services.
Any lawn care companies listen and want to maybe volunteer some time to do some work? You might be able to give them a call.
We're trying. Yes.
Yeah.
We're like I said, we're partnering up with some of them.
Yeah. Anybody listening want to talk? Give them a call.
Exactly.
Call 211 to talk to them.
So what we will do is, let's say, for example, we have a landscaping business set up already with us, partnered up with us. Then these, it'll be referral based.
Okay.
So, like if let's say, for example, you're on home health or you're a doctor or, even hospice, somebody, refers you to us.
Sure.
And they, call and say, hey, we have a client that needs their yard done because they've gotten that city.
Probably a neighbor.
Right.
Like, I live next door and they need help.
And so, exactly. And so we will, we'll call the landscaping business that we've partnered up with and we let them know that we have this client that is needing assistance.
That's great.
They'll go do it and then they'll let us know. And we, we're the ones through donations and grants that we're looking for to, help support financially this program.
That's great.
Then we will pay the landscaper.
That's awesome.
And then as far as like plumbing, light plumbing,
Gotcha.
like
we're not overhauling all your plumbing, but you got a pipe burst, we need a pipe fixed, or you got a leaky faucet, we can get that taken care of. A toilet that's not doing toilet things, we can get that fixed.
Yes. Yeah. So we're, like I said, we're looking at, all that. And then like, again, they might not be able to go and get their medications. So we can go and, get it for them. And sometimes they might need assistance because if they don't have that Medicaid part that pays for their prescriptions, or if they don't have the Advantage plan where it's just straight Medicare, there are some medications that you have to pay out of pocket for.
Gotcha. And this will help offset some of that.
We can help, with
and those are never cheap. Like every time you get those, it's not the $5 copay.
No, it's not.
Add about 3-4 zeros to that.
That's true. Yes.
Not to the front of it either. But it does get crazy expensive. So this really could save, for some folks out there that are listening that they kind of got the nose from, this could really be that answer. Please call 211 and ask more about this. Let's get that. That would be, especially with the holidays here and the way life's going to get busier, not slower here over the next couple months. And unfortunately, these are the times of year when you have those moments where you got pushed too far and you have the mental breakdown, or you have the holidays are the most joyous time of the year, but also some of the roughest for folks that are not having the best of lives right now. And I imagine many of them are, that many families are dealing with exactly what we're talking about. Family members that are near end of life. Maybe they're dealing with Alzheimer's, maybe it's something else, but either way, they're put in extreme circumstances at this time of year. And it is so hard to navigate that by yourself, or, especially if you're the breadwinner and the caregiver and the sole provider and all the, you're wearing all the hats. Let's see if we can get a couple heads to put a few hats on to help you out a little bit here and help out here and do that. So please, if they want to call you guys direct here, what's the best way to do that?
So they can call at 575-840-7450.
Okay, and that's called Alpha Home Care.
Mm-hmm.
Now, of course, if you're looking for home care and other stuff, they'll be happy to take care of that too. But if you want to learn more about this specific program
and
here,
it's Caring for Seniors.
Caring for Seniors is what. But if you I got money, I can pay for it. And they'll be happy to take care of and help with all the. And you can be sure to find out about all the other services they can do for your home.
Yes.
And I'm sure it's pretty expansive here. But if you don't qualify or been told Medicaid's, you've been gotten all the no's and all of that kind of stuff, please reach out to Alpha Home Care or call that 211 the health line here. Health Council's health line here to get that question answered and get in touch and do all that kind of stuff. Because I imagine, once they start the process here, the interviews, the set, and it's probably within weeks after all that, the next thing you know, someone's in your home and taking care of business here and getting work done and all that good stuff. But you got to start the ball rolling now to do
Correct.
that. Because, anytime there's these kinds of things, there is time. There's delay. There is some red tape you have to go through to do all this stuff. So allow that to happen and get through that and let them navigate that for you. Because and don't let that be a deterrent either. Because I know some folks say, oh man, is the juice worth the squeeze here?
Mm-hmm.
And you know what? For the sake of your loved ones and your own sanity, yes, it is.
It is, because, one of the things that, we've learned is that if you don't take care of yourself, how can you take care of your loved one,
Well, unfortunately, when you don't, it's going to get bad at some point. Yeah, whether it's tomorrow or next week, you're going to hit that point and it's going to blow up if you don't address it in some way, shape, or form.
Yes.
It's not a question of if, it's when.
So we are not trying, but we are working on doing a support group for caregivers. We're hoping that we can do one in December.
Okay.
If not, then maybe after the holidays.
We'll get back with us so we can, once we got that locked down, and we'll, because there's strength in numbers in there. And that's, especially when you're dealing with elderly and end of life services and we all know what everything you're doing is going to lead to one path at one point. We all know that. And that's a lot to go through. And sometimes those are the most alone moments you feel is when you're dealing with those. And that's why these groups are great, because every single person in that room has been in through the exact same boat or worse than you are. And when you come out on the other side of that, you come out stronger and better. And when you have other people that understand, that relate, that know exactly the shoes you've been wearing, it's so much, that in itself is a comfort. Mm-hmm. To know you're not alone, that they're experiencing. And that's why these are so great. So, you might make some amazing friends, and God forbid you've got your new social group, that'd be awesome. But at the least, you're going to come in with like company and people that know exactly the shoes you're wearing and know how you feel and can understand and can empathize with you.
Yes.
And that's sometimes you just want a little empathy. Right. You know what I mean? And that's all you need.
And, and to know that you're not the only one who's going through this.
Absolutely.
There's other people who are going through it. And then a lot of the times, you basically give up your whole life to take care of your loved one. And so you separate yourself from the everyday today, living with others. And so you kind of lose out touch.
Sure.
And you're not aware of these programs or
you get a little
the
tunnel
support.
vision. Yeah, you can get a little tunnel vision because you're like, okay, and then your brain's like, okay, this is either helping the cause or hurting the cause, and if it's hurting, you know what I mean? You're right. And then you neglect your own life, your other things, and next thing you know, your tunnel vision's this. And it's easy to fall into that path. And that's why sometimes support groups and other people that know exactly what you're doing to remind you, say, hey, watch out for that pitfall. I made that mistake myself.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
So we, like I said, we do, we are working this program, supporting this program off of donations.
Great.
And then, like I said, we're working on, getting grants.
So I would imagine if there's some folks out there that kind of support this and think maybe they'd like to be a part and want to maybe reach out to you guys and see if we can do what we can, because I always know when you get people that are passionate about the thing, it tends to work a lot. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So if there's a few people listening and said, I love what you're doing, I want to help be a part of that, please get involved, because the more of those types of people involved, the more successful this program is.
Yes. And if you're not able to reach myself, you can also, like you said, call the 211 number, because the Chavez County Health Council does manage the 211.
Yes.
And so they are our physical agent.
Absolutely.
So if, somebody does donate, then they would, give their donation to the Chavez County Health Council in, basically in support of
absolutely this kind of it falls under the umbrella of all what 211 services do, but they do so much like that. This is most people probably think of the health council as now the 211 thing, that's kind of, but the big thing that most people know is around August, the big health fair they do at the convention center every year, and but that's also just a sliver of what they do too. There's so much of coordinating resources, as much as they're working with the community on getting you resources, they're working with the healthcare industry and getting them resources to the latest and greatest in their fields and technologies too. So that it's kind of a bigger amalgamation than that.
Yes.
But my point is, if you have questions about anything, from I'm new to town and looking for a new doctor to, hey, I have questions about shot records and healthcare and all that. Do I talk to the Department of Health? Who do I? Any of those kinds of questions, 211 is your catch-all. That'll help. But also, it's also turned into our flooding and all this too. So if you have questions about FEMA or any of that related stuff, 211 is also your resource for that kind of information right now too. And they're the ones that coordinated like the needs list that you saw kind of going around on people providing services versus people needing services during the flood. That's all Health Council, all 211, all part of different umbrella, but all part of exactly what we're talking about here today with home care services for folks here.
Yes.
So please.
Yes. So we are also doing this event for the elderly. So we are going to do it on the 20th of December.
All right.
So what we'll do is we're collecting and accepting donations for like beanies, socks, mittens, gloves, scarves.
Okay.
And so we'll kind of do like a little care kit for them.
Okay.
And then we'll be giving them out to our elderly, our homebound.
All right.
Because some of them, they don't.
What about like little Afghans or things like that?
Anything like that that they would like to, that anybody would like to donate and stuff. They can also call me for that. They can drop them off at the office.
Okay.
And it's at 1210 North Main, Suite 100, or they can call my cell phone number and I can.
And this is something, I'm in my 50s now, but, I don't consider myself elderly yet, but, I'm kind of, I'm getting older. But one thing I've noticed as I get older, and I'm used to be that guy that when it's 30 out, I'm in short sleeves because it's fine. It feels good. Now, 55, I'm like, I need a sweater. I need to, you know what I mean? Like you get, and when you get home and everyone else is sweating, I'm like, I could use a blanket, So trust me, enough of the soft mittens, the softer, plushier, the better. The older I get, I'm like, I want 8 piles of that stuff laying around the house at all given time.
Right.
So please, if you have that stuff, go, when you're going your Christmas shopping, grab another throw or grab some scarves or some nice soft hats or mittens or socks. Socks are, the thicker, the more softer, the better. All that stuff. And then you're going to have an event on December 20th where we
so
give them out
much,
to seniors.
We're going to give them out to our elderly, seniors, so that way they can have something. Because a lot of them.
Are you going to be like kind of delivering, driving around to various? Most of these are probably homebound folks and things.
Yes,
like
our homebound.
Yeah, awesome.
That are not able to get out, and and so we will be partnering up with we do a lot with our 2 hospice companies here.
Sure.
They they do a lot.
They kind of have their finger on the pulse of who's
Yes.
in need right now, and so
They
you
do.
kind of say, well, that's who we're going to go talk to. They know the people are in need. We're going to go to there. So
Exactly.
makes sense, absolutely.
Yes.
But so please, I always, because I do, I'm just as bad as they were. Going there like, oh, I'd love to have that. All right, buy two, buy your one, the one, and then go get one and donate it, or get some hats and scarves, all that stuff.
Yes.
But and then I guess collect it. And where can folks drop this stuff off to you?
So they can drop it off at the office at 1210 North Main,
Okay.
Suite 100. So we're the building that is right next to Pasta Cafe.
Ah, okay.
We're across the street from the Fairfield Hotel.
Okay, so y'all have the curse of having to smell delicious foods and at certain times of the day and be like,
Oh, yes.
man, I can't eat.
'Cause-
But I'm just smelling pizza and pasta.
Right?
I'm sorry, that's a curse.
Because we're kind of like right there in the middle. We have Amigos right next to
oh,
us.
that's so. Yeah, you got a cornucopia smells.
and then we have Starbucks Caddy Corner.
That's right.
Then we have Pasta Cafe right next to us, and then we have Caddy Corner from Cattle Baron. So,
Man, y'all must have major fights at lunchtime. Where do you want to go for lunch today?
I know, right?
I don't know. We can walk in 3 different directions and hit a restaurant. So.
Right.
So, yeah.
So, I do want to say that we've partnered up with the American Red Cross.
Mhm.
So what we will be helping with is smoke detectors.
Oh, excellent.
So anybody who needs a smoke detector, they can also call the office, and we will put them on a list.
Okay.
And then we will, when
When they come in,
get our
disperse.
inventory, then we can make arrangements for a volunteer to go and
Install them.
install the
Perfect.
smoke detector, especially again our elderly, and not just them, but just individuals in general. During the winter, if you don't have the central heat, you're going to use your gas stove.
Yeah, those furnaces
your
or
oven,
those little kerosene heaters or Lord
What-
knows burnt. Yeah.
all that. And so you're asleep and it overheats, catches on fire. You don't have
Unfortunately, we lose a lot of people by just things like that they left the stove on in the night to keep warm and a gas leak or something did. And next thing you know, it's an unfortunate tragedy that happens more often than it should.
Yes. So they can, like I said, they can call the number for us to be able to go and,
Get those smoke
Get those
detectors
smoke
installed,
detectors
and,
installed
and,
for them.
and of course, make as the reminder, change those batteries. They always, what's the rule of thumb? When the clock changes, change your batteries. That kind of thing.
Yes.
So hopefully, you did it here a couple weeks ago. If not, might want to knock that out.
Yeah.
Or even unless you got one of them hardwired ones, and some of those, they still chirp.
Yes.
Plus, and if you got the chirp, everyone hates the chirp. No one likes the chirp.
I know, it's every second, every few seconds you hear that little
Ooh.
bird.
Was it that one?
No, it's this one. Right. So when I hear them chirp like that, what it reminds me of is, I don't know if you remember, but when we were younger kids, they used to have the little ball, the little silver ball, and you would connect it on your Christmas tree.
Oh,
and you would hear the little bird just
Oh,
chirp.
yeah.
Do you remember that?
I do remember those. It's just random, and if you hide it real good in the
Yes.
tree, people don't know what's going on. Yeah, I remember that. Those are
That's
cool.
that's what that chirp reminds me of every time I hear it. Like, I know.
And you could be dead asleep, and that thing go off and it wake you up. What is that?
Yes.
But you do need to have one in there, and please update the battery to stop that, because otherwise it's pointless to have it in there.
Yes.
But this, please reach out. Give out the number one more time for the home care here.
So the number is 575-840-7450, or you can also call Sabrina. She's our office manager.
And she loves to chat.
Yes, she does. She's like, you'll take over. And then you can give them your number.
I don't know it.
No one knows your own number. No one knows their own number. It's like, I don't call it. I don't know.
Call the 575-840-7450.
And if you can't remember any of that, 211, and they'll get you there.
Yes, the 211. Just call 211.
That's your catch-all. That's the be-all, catch-all. And if you have any questions related, really anything healthcare related, doctors. Now, it is not an emergency hotline. So if you're dealing with an actual medical emergency, that's 911. It's also not a 24/7. For the sake of the volunteers, please don't call them at 2 in the morning. You try to keep it roughly around business hours.
Yes.
Usually if it's 8 o'clock at night, someone will answer. But you're just being mean if you call at 2 in the morning.
I know.
So, wait a bit. It's not that kind of hotline, but it is a number that will answer, in reasonable hours and find you the answers you need.
Yes.
So, is there anything we missed? Anything we wanted to cover that we got sidetracked on or spaced on?
No, I think we pretty much, like I said, we've covered it all. And if you have any questions, just please give us a call.
And even if you're not even sure if you qualify, reach out, because who knows? What we can, if you need help, there's people that are going to find resources for you. And that's,
yes.
Whether it's through Alpha or through someone else through the 211 system here, there's resources in town if you need help, whether it's still flooding stuff, whether it's healthcare issues, senior issues, whatever it is. Please reach out to that number. There are resources here. People want to help. Not, even when you've been told no in 20 different places, there's still options if you need it. Just reach out. So, good deal. Thank you, ladies.
Yes, thank you.
And have a safe travels, or safe for you, safe travels for you, safe eating, and hopefully you can avoid doing any other cooking or work through that while you're doing it. Anytime a dish flies out, duck it. No, I'm not cleaning that. We'll see you guys next time.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. All right, it is 8:50. Let's do this. How much time? All right, let's play some news, sports update, quick break as well to pay for lunch. Don't go away.
Now, your Pecos Valley news update. I'm Jared Cirillo. The city of Carlsbad is announcing the commencement of an economic impact and feasibility study. The purpose is to explore the financial and environmental benefits of establishing a city-operated cardboard recycling facility. The initiative aims to create a financially viable solution to significantly reduce landfill waste and promote sustainable practices in the community. Chevron has generously funded the study with a $100,000 donation, demonstrating its commitment to environmental stewardship and community support. A flood recovery town hall-style meeting is planned in Chaves County. Those impacted by the flooding in Chaves County can get information about resources available to help with the recovery process. They'll also be able to ask questions in person or online. The event will be Wednesday, December 11th, beginning at 5:30 p.m. at ENMU Roswell ITC Commons. A virtual option will also be made available on Zoom. You're up to date. I'm Jared Cirillo.
It's time for the Chaves County Sports Report. It's on to the 5A state championship game for the Roswell Coyotes, the top seed in the draw, beating Gadsden on Saturday by a score of 49-21. The Coyotes are now 10-1 on the season. It was still a pretty close game at halftime, 28-21, and through much of the third quarter before a touchdown pass to Mason Greathouse at the end of the third quarter started to stretch the lead for the Coyotes, who will face Artesia at home this Saturday at 1 o'clock. Meanwhile, Dexter will be in the state title game in Class 3A after edging Las Vegas Robertson on the road 27-24. Robertson tied the game with a touchdown fourth quarter, but Dexter got the game-winning field goal. They'll play at St. Pius Saturday at 1 o'clock. St. Pius knocked off NMMI, ending the Colts season 46-7. The Sports Report brought to you by DSI. Call DSI for all your office technology needs. I'm Eric Butler at Roswell's Talk FM 106.5.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. We're looking pretty good all the way through Thanksgiving. Low 60s and sunshine today. High pressure settling in for a while. Few clouds overnight. We're in the upper 30s. And then we get sunshine on Tuesday. Upper 60s to about 70, except near 80 for the high at Carlsbad. And then Wednesday looks mostly sunny. Thanksgiving Day, a mix of sunshine and clouds. A little bit cooler, mid-50s. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
All across America, this is the Red Apple Audio Network's Market Report.
I'm James Flippin. U.S. stocks finished higher on Friday, part of what was a winning week for Wall Street. Gains held in check on Friday as Google parent Alphabet and AI darling chipmaker NVIDIA Those tech giants struggled for the session, but outside of those struggles in tech, Bitcoin rose and approaches the long-awaited milestone of $100,000. Quiet today in terms of economic data. On Friday, we learned the S&P manufacturing PMI improved in November and came in line more or less with economists' expectations. The services PMI, or Purchasing Managers Index, exceeded expectations. Consumer sentiment edged lower, still slightly better than October. The University of Michigan's final reading for November slipped just over a point. The one-year outlook for inflation slipped to its lowest level since 2020. Neuralink, Elon Musk's brain-computer chip company, has gotten permission to start clinical trials in Canada. The company says that Canadian trials will focus on safety and effectiveness of the chips in quadriplegics, as the idea behind Neuralink is to help paralyzed people control devices with their thoughts. Tomorrow, look for October's new home sales and the S&P Case-Shiller Home Price Index. That's the Market Report. I'm James Flippin.
This is the Red Apple Audio Network's Market Report.
Hi, I'm Roger Stone here for Cafe Palermo, home of the Cannoli King in Little Italy on Mulberry Street, serving incredible Italian cuisine for lunch and dinner, and only the best for over 50 years. Cafe Palermo, delivering nationwide at goldbelly.com. Cafe Palermo, home of the Cannoli King at 148 Mulberry Street in New York City. Stop in and say hi to Baby John, and tell him Roger sent you. And remember, leave a tip, but take the cannolis.
Need new windows for your home? Beware of the sales gangster. Jennifer from Trustmark Roofing and Windows here. A sales gangster is a window salesperson with the mobster mentality. They intimidate, bully, and fast talk you into buying their less than quality windows during a 3-hour pitch. Think I'm kidding? Call a few window companies and see for yourself. Or you can skip the sales gangsters and call Trustmark. We have fair, no-nonsense pricing on our premium windows, and our appointments take only about 60 to 75 minutes. Just long enough to listen to what you need, show you your options, answer your questions, and give you a straightforward quote. Then it's up to you. We can take a no just as easy as a yes, but I'll guarantee you this. No sales gangsters. Sound fair? Call Trustmark Roofing and Windows for your no-obligation spring window assessment. 575-755-7663 or visit TrustmarkRoofPros.com.
Trustmark Roofing, we put people first. Innovation, service, integrity, and knowledge. J.S. Ward and Son Insurance Agency. Auto and home, life and health, personal and commercial. Bonds too, since 1925. We have the coverage for you. Innovation, service, integrity, and knowledge. J.S. Ward and Son Insurance Agency.
Artesia General Hospital has welcomed cardiologist Luther Weathers to the team. Dr. Weathers is board certified with a subspecialty in cardiovascular diseases. He treats patients with genetic heart defects, heart rhythm disorders, heart failure, coronary artery disease, chronic high blood pressure, and other cardiovascular diseases. Call 575-736-8270 to schedule your visit with Dr. Weathers in Artesia, or visit artesiageneral.com/cardio appointment. Se habla Espanol.
Clyde Lewis and Ground Zero is now in Roswell on 106.5 FM, KEND Roswell.
And good morning, 8:57. Got a few minutes before we get you into news here at the top of the hour. Hey, with Thanksgiving just days away, the Christmas holidays right around the corner, time with lots of family coming over, lots of food being prepped, and a lot of your appliances getting to their limits. And this is usually when you find out your refrigerator's not working or you don't have enough refrigerator space. Well, good news. Right now, if this is your problem, then Roswell Appliance Outlet, the area price leader for new appliances, right now they are having a store-wide refrigerator liquidation sale, and it's happening now through Black Friday, this Friday. All of their in-stock refrigerators are marked down at least 50% off the manufacturer's suggested retail price. And all of these refrigerators come with a warranty. All of them are name brands that you know and trust. Plus, they're offering great financing, and delivery options are available too. So hurry in while selection's at its best. The earlier the better. Save 50% or more. And right now, store-wide, on their store-wide refrigerator liquidation sales happening right now at Roswell Appliance Outlet, now through Black Friday, 600 South Main Street, right here in Roswell. So, yeah, it's always those times when these things go out, right? When companies come in or a big holiday event, something like this. So that's your thing. Roswell Appliance Outlet. They can save your Thanksgiving or Christmas holiday this week. Don't forget, we do have one more championship football game to bring you. Artesia and Roswell both won their semifinal playoff matchups on Saturday. They will square off for a blue trophy this Saturday at 1 p.m. The game will take place at the Wool Bowl. We will have the game for you here on the radio only. We cannot do video. Here on the radio, the Roswell Perspective here on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM. For Artesia folks, you can listen to the Artesia Perspective on 990 AM or 93.7 FM in Artesia there. We will have Art and Kelly call it for you here on our Roswell stream, but we will have it for you at 1 o'clock. No video. We will have audio only online. You can go to KSVP TV where you normally go to watch the video, and it will be there, but as audio only, not video. And, of course, right here on the radio. So, but that's this Saturday, 1 o'clock. It is set in stone. It'll be at the Wool Bowl. You can get your tickets now through the ways you get your tickets. Get them locked down, and make sure you fill up the home side with a sea of red here on Saturday, because you know Artesia's going to bring their faithful on Saturday. So you gotta match it or beat it. All right, you're listening to 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM, KEND, Roswell, New Mexico. We'll be back on the other side of news.
News this hour from townhall.com. I'm Rich Thomason. As tens of millions of Americans take to the air, the roads, or ride the rails to their Thanksgiving destinations this week, from the west to the east, the weather could make things a bit more challenging.
In California, where a person was found dead in a vehicle submerged in floodwaters over the weekend, authorities braced for more precipitation while grappling with flooding and small landslides from a previous storm. National Weather Service meteorologist Rich Otto.
Locations across the western U.S. are going to be unsettled with rain and higher elevation snow through Wednesday.
He says the East Coast could see snow and rain for Thanksgiving and Black Friday. I'm Julie Walker.
Complaining of low pay, airport workers at North Carolina's Charlotte Douglas International Airport making good on their threat to stage a 24-hour strike.
One of the companies involved, ABM, issued a statement last week saying that they would take steps to minimize disruptions from any demonstrations, acknowledging that they were aware of the planned demonstration over the busy holiday travel season.
Correspondent Leah Skeen says the strikers work for companies hired by American Airlines to clean airplanes' interiors, remove trash, and provide wheelchair escorts for passengers. Attention now turning to upcoming Senate confirmation hearings now that President-elect Trump has rounded out his cabinet picks. They're accused of murdering an Israeli rabbi. 3 Uzbek nationals under arrest in the United Arab Emirates. The 28-year-old ultra-Orthodox rabbi ran a grocery store in the city of Dubai. Reports of a draft ceasefire deal between Israel and Hezbollah in Lebanon. Stocks rallying this morning on Wall Street. The Dow is up 393 points. The Nasdaq ahead 82, and the S&P is up 22 points. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Everybody wants cheap airfare, but where do you find it? You call Low Cost Airlines. Their prices are direct from the airlines, and they're so low you can't find these fares published anywhere. They specialize in cheap flights, discount hotel rooms, cheap car rental rates, and great package deals anywhere around the world. Wherever you want to go, they can help you get there cheaply and with a best price guarantee. If you want the lowest prices on your airline tickets or other travel services, call now. That's right, call. That's the only way to get these rates. Experts are standing by 24/7 to get you the cheapest airfare and hotel rates available. So don't wait. Call right now for the lowest travel prices anywhere and for great last-minute travel deals too.
Call 866-755-5300. That's 866-755-5300. Again, that's 866-755-5300. Call us right now.
Drones have been spotted in the air near several U.S. military bases in the U.K.
The U.S. Air Force has said a number of small drones were detected last week around 3 bases in eastern England.
that are used by American forces. The drones were spotted between Wednesday and Friday near RAF Lakenheath, RAF Mildenhall and RAF Feltwell. US Air Forces Europe released a statement saying the drones were actively monitored after they were seen in the vicinity of and over the 3 bases. The Air Force didn't identify who was behind the incursions, but said base officials determined there was no impact on residents or critical infrastructure. Karen Chamas, London.
Hundreds of homeowners in England and Wales battling floodwaters after the second major storm of the winter brought widespread disruption to the UK. Several rail operators cancelling services as more than 180 flood warnings remain in place. News and analysis.
Jacia Mercado and her infant son were killed. A man in the car was shot and injured. Police say Morales was ID'd through video from the scene and information from the public. He's being held on a $3 million bond and was awaiting extradition. I'm Julie Walker.
The crash of a Boeing cargo plane in Vilnius, Lithuania has left at least one person dead. It was a DHL plane, crashed near the airport, skidding into a house. More on these stories, townhall.com.
What in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man in this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. I leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The travel listen, what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 6 minutes after 9 o'clock. Welcome to hour number 3.
Chris Inviernos
of Mornings with Mike Winters right here on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM. Happy Thanksgiving Monday.
Yes, welcome to it.
A week. That's a work week.
Sort
Not
of.
really.
By the way, I had it triple confirmed over the weekend.
Ooh, triple confirmed.
Triple confirmed. Because, well, let's face it, Vidi is an authority when it comes to all things Espanol.
In our world, yeah.
Yes. Well, yeah, in our world. So with her authority, I went ahead and ran it by her because I was just like, you know what? And I'll tell you what happened.
Oh, the actual
we were
Inviernos thing?
We were sitting there and we were talking with Many Hands, who, by the way,
all of them.
All of them. I was chatting with Miss Geneva. She was chatting. Yeah, it was.
That was
it
a visual joke.
Sort of like, hey, you know what? We do more for the folks on the camera. But we were chatting with the folks from With Many Hands, and we were talking. By the way, they're doing a donation drive at Hyundai through December 13th.
Okay.
If you make a donation of blankets, toys, coats, non-perishable food items,
sweet.
All donations will receive a ticket for a giveaway for a drawing for a 65-inch Vizio Smart TV.
Way to go, Hyundai.
They're going to be giving that away on January 13th.
Donate. They need all kinds of stuff. I'll get Jocelyn in here and what kind of stuff do you want?
And we heard about. I heard them talking about wintertime, and I know they were talking about wintertime because I heard them say Inviernos a couple of times. So after their conversation, I asked Vidi. I said, "Settle something for me. How would one say 3 winters in Spanish?" And she said, 3 inviernos. So yeah, it's accurate.
Excellent. That's official.
It is, but also you realize just how deep that secret or that joke actually is when I have to sit there and try to explain it to Vidi. And Vidi, God love her, she doesn't exactly have the same sense of humor.
I think you have to listen to the show on the regular.
You really do. You really do.
You don't get it.
As I was trying to explain it to her, I'm like, this is dumb. This is stupid, but you know what? It's tradition.
And this is something that folks must know. Radio people must do things to entertain themselves, even if it's not landing to the rest of the people.
Oh, yeah.
So that might be one of those things.
I've literally said some of them are for me for years, you know.
For our own mental
Some of them
health.
are just to make sure the thing up here is still okay.
That's right.
Firing on at least a couple cylinders.
Absolutely. But happy Thanksgiving week. It is the official start where everyone's running around with their hair on fire.
They're like, what day do I brine? Yeah. I know you should, by the way, have your turkey out, I believe, in the refrigerator.
Yeah, we're past the, it should be defrosting now.
Well, yeah.
If it's not.
Yeah.
Defrost.
Okay, no, so if you're just getting it out of the freezer, your turkey should be out on the front porch. Let's speed things up just a little bit.
Yeah, you might be on the accelerated.
Yeah.
Don't microwave it. I don't think that's
the brining stage is gearing up. Oh, and of course, the crack team at the Butterball Hotline is gearing up for another.
They're ready to answer your question.
Exciting year.
Serve you. They're ready to help. What's the Ghostbusters thing? Ready to believe you.
Yeah,
there we go.
Ready to believe you. Exactly. Yeah. So it's a coming.
It is coming.
And hopefully you are ready for it. Got the turkey brining or whatever. I will be hitting the open road come Wednesday, heading to Oklahoma. You're heading up to ABQ?
I will after the show Wednesday. We're gonna go head up to in-laws' house and spend Thanksgiving up there.
Very cool.
I'll be back Friday afternoon to get football ready for Saturday.
So yeah, for a programming note, no show for Thursday or Friday.
Correct.
Yes.
Mundo. We will not be doing a live show Thanksgiving or Friday. We'll be back Monday.
Yes.
But we will have football Saturday.
We will indeed. Because the championship, Big Blue awaits. It returns to southeastern New Mexico.
That's right.
It just lives down here.
Mm-hmm.
We keep it.
But we need to find out Saturday if it's going to Artesia or stay here in Roswell.
If it stays in Artesia or if the Coyotes, the 1-seed Coyotes, can manage to bring it home.
Yeah, it's going to be a fun one. But I got to do it one more time. This Saturday, radio-only broadcast right here on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM. And the Artesia version, 990 AM KSVP and 93.7 FM, its translator in Artesia. We will, on the video channels, have audio only, so you can go there to where you go to watch video, but there will be no video. It'll just be the audio.
Yep. But some really cool graphic, you know.
Oh, yeah, you'll see the score bug and all that stuff. And so if Art's not saying the score often enough for you, it'll be there.
Yep.
So. But yes, we will have that for you. But one more big game this Saturday. So, I'm almost caught up in my Taylor Sheridan almost world here.
Okay.
Like I finally finished season 2 of Tulsa Kings with my wife over the weekend. I love that series.
So you finished season 2.
Tulsa King.
And you're still calling it Tulsa Kings.
Or King or whatever.
Yeah, Tulsa King.
Whatever it's called.
No. If you commit to a show, you learn that name, sir.
I don't care.
I don't care. But how can you brand oneself a fan if you're,
I would argue they mislabeled the show themselves.
Are you hinting that there may be more than one Tulsa King?
I'm just saying. I mean, Sylvester Stallone's the mob boss, but it is a ensemble that runs it. So I would say Tulsa Kings. I think they got it wrong.
Well, how about Tulsa King and King's Court? Because if at that point
that sounds like a motor lodge.
Yeah, that's true. Tulsa King Court. Yeah, that's true. It does evoke a certain feeling, doesn't it?
You went by the pool. Excuse the old floating thing.
Because if it's he and his underlings, Tulsa King's flow chart. How about that?
There you go. But Tulsa King
hierarchy
is an excellent show. And some people said that they thought the second season was good. I disagree. I enjoyed it. I thought it was fun. I enjoyed it. Anyway, I'm caught up there. I watched the latest Yellowstone last night.
Okay.
I like the show still. It's not as good. This season is not. I mean, it's like it's the, you can just tell it feels like the last season of a thing, and then they're just trying to wrap up bows, and it just seems just a whole lot. Like they give you years of building up to this, and then it just all ends in 6 episodes. You know what I mean? It's just very. It's got that
you
feeling
opened me
to
up last week to the idea that the whole universe is basically self-encompassed. Like their commercial time is used selling their own products, and that's, I mean, kind of odd. I feel like that's prime advertising time.
Well, and then on what Paramount did, they do a carrot dangle on you, and so what the carrot dangle they've been doing for folks the last 2 weeks is. So they're showing the new Yellowstone, and then right after it, they're giving you the first 2 episodes of Landman, which is the Billy Bob Thornton, which is basically Yellowstone for oil people in Texas. It's almost
right.
And to be honest, I'm digging. I watched the 2nd episode last night. I can go watch the rest on.
There's not as many memes from this one, but I did see a lot of people saying the show's not an instruction manual for how to live. It's just a show.
I'm surprised it's not more popular here because it's oil. It's Permian Basin, so it's Midland, Odessa is kind of where the heart of the show takes place. But it's all this industry and all this.
Now, and I understand, but
so it rings close to home for a lot of people in this area.
But think about it. Now, you and me are different because we're into the kind of behind the scenes of things. We enjoy going into a deep dive of what that world and what that life is really like.
Yeah.
If that's their life, do you think they want to sit down at night and turn on a show that's basically everything that just happened out there?
Yes.
TV is an escape.
Yes, because it's a dramatization of what people think you do.
Now, okay,
it's no
fair.
different than why cops like watching cop shows.
So
why teachers watch teacher shows. Why
it's
doctors watch
watch.
doctor. Yes,
it's a hate watch. Gotcha.
You know, you know what? I crap all over Top Gun movies, but I watch the stupid things every time. They will watch it.
Fair. That's fair.
They will poop all over it and talk about how fake that is, or that's done wrong, or that's not accurate, or this, that. But yes, because at the end of the day, it is Hollywoodizing what you do, and everyone wants to know what that is.
That's true.
Come on, we watch every dumb radio movie there is.
Well, that's why I said, you and I are kind of a different ilk.
Quite frankly, most of the planet doesn't look at WKRP's Turkey episode the same way you and I do.
That is so painfully true. Go back and watch the movie Airheads. I do, and I'm like, come on, Ian the Shark.
You and I are probably the only 2 people I've heard in the last 10 years talk about how much they love news radio. No other people but you and I say that.
Yeah. Hey, somebody's got to keep it alive. That's okay. So I recede my comment. Okay, I rescind my comment. Yeah.
But anyway, but I am digging the show. But part of that prop is I'm a fan of Billy Bob Thornton.
Sure.
I love his movies. I love when he's that smart alecky dude, like, because he says things that, quite frankly, I would love to do in real world situations, but I know I can't get away.
Right. Oh yeah, 100%.
But I like he's my inner sometimes because he goes over. But there are days when I half of Billy Bob Thornton's character arcs, I'm like, I can relate to that. And so I do like, and this show does not disappoint.
Nice.
He does that. He's vintage Billy Bob Thornton. Like if you like Goliath, you ever seen that one? It's basically him in an old man instead of a lawyer. I mean, he's kind of a one-trick pony.
He does tend to play a very similar character.
It's a
we're not amused type of character.
It's his one-trick pony, but I love the trick.
It's a great trick.
So I watch it every time.
It's a fantastic trick.
Yeah.
I'm going to check it out, but I'm also 2 episodes behind, and I'm worried that most people like me haven't actually checked it out yet, but 2 episodes behind of St. Dennis Medical. That's one
I haven't watched it yet.
Really wanting to check out.
Yeah, I see the commercials. Looks good.
Yeah.
Is it on now?
It's on. There are 2 episodes. The new episode, I think,
they started
is tomorrow night. I believe it's Tuesday nights. But
I'm missing it.
So it's the 3rd episode is this week.
Oh, I'm missing it. I thought it hadn't started yet.
I haven't seen it yet, but I'm a fan of shows like of that ilk, like Scrubs.
Yeah, I think if you like Scrubs, Community, it's going to be in that vein of all this.
Yeah. So,
but I'm hit or miss on some of those. Like Community, I love. And maybe I didn't give it enough of a chance, but like Animal Control, not too much a fan of.
Yeah. Now, my friend is very into Animal Control, loves the show, but then again is usually a fan of TV in general, of shows in general.
But I ain't gonna lie, I saw a commercial for it last night where what's his name?
Joel McHale.
Yeah, McHale was literally like wrangling a giraffe, talking about he's the greatest wrangler of all time, walking down the street, got a giraffe doing his will. It just made me laugh. So I was like, oh, that was fun. So I may need to try again. Maybe
if they've got the budget to get giraffes on set, I mean, it might be worth watching. It might be worth.
All I know is I may have not given it a good enough.
Right.
I may need to try it again. The jury's still out, but I'm just saying I watched the first episode. Now.
It's getting back. Finally, it's getting back to that point where there's too much to watch again. You know, it was kind of a desert for a minute.
Yeah.
The strikes had an effect, or the effect they had.
I ain't gonna lie, I'm jonesing for more Ted. That Ted
Absolutely, but I gotta imagine the production time on a series like that has to be forever.
I know. That's why I know I'm wishful thinking, but I'm like.
I've heard that there's been, there's talks.
Oh, I hope so, because that show was well written, well done. It was, for what it was perfect.
Oh yeah,
and I loved it.
All encompassed, and that's kind of what I worry about, because I mean, Ted 2 was good, but it wasn't Ted.
Yeah.
Season 2 would be. They set themselves a high bar.
Yeah, they caught lightning in a bottle, and it's kind of hard. Yeah.
McFarlane tends to do that. He tends to set a really high bar for himself and then work the rest of his career chasing the dragon of that.
But that
success.
being said, I'll sit there salaciously waiting for it.
Uh-huh.
And even if I'm disappointed, I'll be thankful it's there.
I will drink the slurm, even though I know where the slurm comes from.
Exactly. All right, it is 9:20. We're going to replay our interview we had here with the folks from The Gig. Pastor Jim Ridgway and Laura Salazar joined us on Friday, and they're doing their annual Thanksgiving meal. Excuse me, hiccups. They're doing their annual Thanksgiving meal on the courthouse lawn on Thanksgiving, beginning about 11. So we're going to play that interview for you here in just a bit. Before we do that, the weather, which is weird this week, man. It's going to be like 60 today. Like pushing, like we're going to push 80 by Wednesday with wind, and then it's going to be 50 on Thanksgiving. So that's the weather. But here it is officially.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. We're looking pretty good all the way through Thanksgiving. Low 60s and sunshine today. High pressure settling in for a while. Few clouds overnight. We're in the upper 30s. And then we get sunshine on Tuesday. Upper 60s to about 70, except near 80 for the high at Carlsbad. And then Wednesday looks mostly sunny. Thanksgiving Day, a mix of sunshine and clouds, a little bit cooler, mid-50s. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Man, sorry, I just got a text in between about Bob Ross and trying to wrap my head around that one. Currently 46 degrees here in Roswell. Humidity is at 66%. Winds currently blowing out of the north at 14 miles per hour. Expect a high of 61 today under sunny skies with winds out of the north, 5 to 10 miles per hour, except now where it's 14 miles per hour. Partly cloudy tonight with an overnight low of 34 degrees. East winds at around 5 miles per hour. Tuesday, sunny, warmer, 68 for a high tomorrow. South winds, 5 to 10 miles per hour. Tuesday night, it's straight up warm. Partly cloudy with an overnight low of 50. Break out your T-shirts. Winds will be out of the southwest at around 10 miles per hour. And then Wednesday is going to be warm, but it's going to be windy. Very warm, actually. Mostly sunny, 77 the high, pushing 80. With winds out of the west, 10 to 15 early, but increase in 15 to 20, gusting as high as 30 miles per hour by Wednesday afternoon. Mostly clear Wednesday night, no 50, 39 for a high, for an overnight low on Wednesday. And then for Thanksgiving Day, we're going to be a lot cooler, sunny skies, 50 for a high. So we're going to go from 77 on Wednesday to 50 on Thursday. And then Thursday night, mostly cloudy, overnight low of 34. Friday, partly cloudy and 56. And then Saturday, good weather for football, I think. Mostly sunny, 62 for a high. And then mostly sunny and 54 on Sunday. All right, it is 9:23. We're going to take a 3-minute break. Then we're going to play our interview with the folks from The Gig. Don't go away.
Happy Honda Days are here, and that means a great new ride just in time for the best deals of the year. Like 2.9% APR for 60 months or 3.9% for 72 months on Honda Passport, 3.9 for 60 and 4.9 for 72 on Honda Pilot and Accord, and 4.9 for 60 and 5.9 for 72 on Honda Odyssey, Civic, and Ridgeline. And with every purchase, Roswell Honda's hooking you up with a giant roasting pan along with gift cards for your holiday feast. Happy Honda Days on now at Roswell Honda, 2177 West 2nd.
It's football time. Time to lean back and enjoy the game in a new recliner. The time is now to see Glenn's Furniture during their gigantic recliner clearance sale. Choose from recliners for her, recliners for him, big man recliners, lift recliners, reclining sofas and love seats, all at clearance prices. Even if you're not a football fan, you'll love the selection and all the low prices you'll find. Plus, get free delivery and set up at Glenn's Furniture, corner of Alameda at Union, Roswell.
Registration for the spring semester is on now at ENMU Roswell. A great career in healthcare, arts and sciences, or technical trades is waiting for you. Now's the time to skill up and get certified. Register today for spring 2025 classes and talk with an advisor. Log on to roswell.enmu.edu. ENMU Roswell, success starts here.
Success starts here. ENMU Roswell.
So your pecans aren't as big and bountiful as they used to be? Well, what would Jim Gill do?
Hi, this is Ben from Roswell Seed Company. Few people knew as much about pecans as Jim Gill. And if he were here today, he'd tell you it was time to fertilize. He'd tell you just what you need and show you how to use it. Then he'd make some joke about your neighbors making fun of your nuts.
So when there's trouble with your pecans, head for Roswell Seed Company and ask them, what would Jim Gill do?
Central Valley Electric is continually learning and advancing technology that improves electric service, reliability, and safety, and in turn enhancing the quality of life for members that we serve in our local communities. CVE offers an account management program called Smart Hub that allows members to track their usage, set up convenient pay methods, and the ability to manage their energy use with smart technologies. A secure system such as Smart Hub is an easy tool to use. To sign up, visit cvecoop.org and click Smart Hub to get started.
In times of need, it's important to know someone's got your back. Tape Ranch Auto Group is here to support our community in Chavez County as we recover from the recent flooding. To help ease the burden, we are offering $1,000 in relief recovery cash for those impacted by the storm. Use this $1,000 towards the purchase of a new or pre-owned vehicle as a boost to your trade-in value to help cover your insurance deductible or even receive a check directly after purchasing a vehicle. And if you can't get your vehicle to us, don't worry, we're here to help. We can arrange to have it picked up and brought directly to our dealership. We know recovery takes time, and we're committed to standing by your side every step of the way. Let Tape Ranch Auto Group help you get back on the road and back on your feet, because together we're stronger.
The average American spends 2.5 days a year looking for lost items. We aren't sure how long Europeans and Asians look for lost stuff. We lost the list. Here's Mike Winters.
And joining us. And good morning. It is 22 minutes after 8 o'clock. And joining us in studio this morning from the gig, Pastor Jim Ridgway back with us, and Laura Salazar as well. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning, Mike. How are you?
Doing wonderful. How about yourselves?
Another day in paradise.
It is. Yeah, paradise has been busy this summer.
I'll tell you, goodness.
But this is, of course, for folks that aren't familiar, the gig is, I would say what most people would probably know the gig for is if you happen to be hanging out on a Friday night downtown and happen to see a bunch of fine folks just hanging out on the courthouse lawn, celebrating God and helping out people. That's the gig.
In a nutshell.
That's what we're doing. You know what I mean? Organized chaos.
Yes, exactly. But really, and this is all kind of started from you and just hey, what do we do? Pray God help, and we're just doing God's work here and doing it wherever the God's path takes us. That's where we go. And obviously, been a lot doing with flooding and stuff here, but trying to turn your attentions for a week here at least on some other things.
Yes, sir. Yeah, we've been helping a lot of people with getting the stuff out of their homes, stuff like that, saving what we could with them and stuff like that.
Sure.
Just, last week I had to go home and just get on my knees for a little bit because the depression of all of it hit me.
We all have to
went,
take care of ourselves too. You can't help others if you yourself aren't in good shape.
Yes, sir.
So
sir.
That's and so yeah, you got to go home and have your own conversation with God and rest and get your mind right too. But here's the also thing. I know what else recharges the battery. It's those moments where the family that was struggling and now can sleep at night because they got a roof over their head, or they got their need taken care of in some way, shape, or form, or their kids are now taken care of, so they can put their minds at ease a little bit. That's the moments that on all the days at the end of the day when you're like, what am I doing, Harry? And then it's like, all right, that's why I'm doing it.
And when you see the love of the community coming together,
absolutely,
regardless of.
And praise God that that a lot of stuff was lost, but not a lot of lives. And that was
stuff can be replaced.
Yeah,
some stuff's harder than other stuff, but at the end of the day, it's stuff.
Yeah,
and it's not. And even I know the toughest ones are the pictures, the ones that can't be replaced, the heirlooms, the things that are have personal meaning to you. But that's the beauty of your mind and God. You can recreate that in your brain, and that's where it resides forever. So that I know it's not always the answer you want, but that's what at the end of the day, the thing is the thing. It's the memory that is attached to it. That's what's special to you, and that they can't take away. So
right.
That's another God blessing, a blessing from God. So absolutely.
One of the houses that I was doing demo in and stuff like that, there's a water line at 4 foot 3 inches, right? Well, at 4 foot 3 inches and a quarter, this lady has a really expensive picture of Jesus walking away from the 99.
That's a little sign on the wall. So it's literally on this one.
Sign on the wall.
But it's just like, oh
absolutely.
my gosh.
Yeah, I absolutely believe those are those messages, those little things. It's because there's no other explanation why did it stop there and not an inch higher?
And her highest possession.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Those are those little God's reminders that this sucks, but we got this.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
But that being said, one of the traditions of the gig has always been the Thanksgiving celebration. This is something that you've been doing for years, and it's just a come one, come all, let's come eat and give thanks and celebrate God.
Yes, sir. Yes. Absolutely. It's God put it in my heart years ago, to do this. And, we're out there without a safety net, of course,
Well, I'm kind of his safety net a little bit, but.
That's where Laura comes in. She's running around going, all right. No,
year before last, we were watching the 10-day weather forecast and stuff like that. We're going to have a 52-degree day, something like that.
I was just reading. I was like 70, 70, 70, 50. Of course.
Well, it was supposed to be 50-something degrees at 8 o'clock in the morning. The temperature was fine. We set up the table, set up the chairs, set up the sound system, all the tables, the grills, and everything.
Sure.
And got everything moved in. And about 10 minutes before we started serving, it went down to like 30 degrees and the wind was blowing 25 miles an hour. Okay. And we had a blast.
But that's it. Everyone was together, warm and loving and having a great time and making the best of it.
Yeah, we had a blast. First picture of Laura out there. She's on the front page and just the biggest smile you've ever seen. She goes,
a pan had just hit his son in the head. So, I mean, how was I not supposed to laugh at that?
Everything's blowing in or out.
But even during that, we still served over 250 meals and stuff like that.
And that's and at the end of the day, that's the thing. And there's always a few obstacles that we got to navigate around. But good news is, it's going to be 50 again on Thanksgiving, but I don't think it's going to be as windy, hopefully. So,
right, yeah.
But it is kind of weird that it's like 70, 70, 70, and 50.
Well, we did pray for 58. So
that's kind of our set point.
Our set point's 58.
What I mean? Well, maybe next year book for 62.
Yeah, so
we're
still
see,
believing.
then it doesn't feel like Thanksgiving, I mean,
the art of the negotiation, aim high, and we'll work down to about 57 at the end. But anyway, we would, but rain or shine,
we'll be there.
It will be happening, and it's going to be again on Thanksgiving Day, November 28th here. Join us here again on the courthouse lawn, and come as you are. It'll start about 11 o'clock is when the thing goes.
We start
it goes
serving at 11.
Till I guess everyone.
Till we're done.
Till everyone goes home and
We'll
turns
be
out the lights and the party's over.
We'll be there a little bit early with praise and worship, so you can come and listen to the music and get prayer.
And there's as much entertainment and fellowship as there is food and
absolutely.
And
Food, the food portion starts at 11.
But please come hungry. Bring a friend, and again, no requirements, no nothing. If you're a human being that wants to fellowship and have a meal, then you're qualified.
Yes. And of course, Mike, as always, we're doing some shut-ins too. You know what I mean? I have people calling and saying, "Hey, I can't get there. Can you get me there?" No, I cannot.
We can bring
I can get you a meal, but I can't get you there and back home.
So I imagine you can always use a few more volunteers. I'm sure you got some folks lined up, but if people want to lend a hand, we can use some drivers on that day to get some dinners out to some shut-ins or to some remote locations out here.
Yes,
folks that can't get to us.
And like I said, we're going to be setting up there. We're going to start about 8 o'clock in the morning, setting up the table, setting up the chairs, and on and on and on.
And I will tell you this: if you can volunteer for that, I've done it in the past in various things over time, and that is the best because, to be honest, for most of these folks, you're delivering more than a meal. You're delivering, and so I invite you, if you do volunteer, come in, sit down and chat with them. Sit down, and now if they want to kick you out, then by all means, good luck to you. But if they get chatty, I invite you to converse with them, talk with them. You'll be amazed at, especially if you're a younger folks listening to your seniors and elders, they got a lot of wisdom in those little brains.
It's really great when people bring their kids down and the kids get to go out and help the people and stuff like that.
Learn the server's heart.
Yeah, and that's exactly right. But and we intend to pray with everybody that comes down there and stuff like that, because that's what this is all about.
Absolutely.
And maybe we'll find that one that doesn't know Jesus.
Well, absolutely. This is sure. In the hopes you hope to find a few folks that are off the path, and we bring them on the path, but here's probably what we're going to find: people that are on the path that are struggling on the path, because that's life. We all struggle.
We're expecting a big crowd this year. You know what I mean, because of everything that's going on.
It's a lot. We've been hit with a lot here over this year with just with the flooding, and just life in general has been a busy life. The world in general. There's a lot of confusion and chaos. So praying and fellowship and getting down to be honest, sometimes a couple people talking over a plate of turkey might just solve all kinds of problems.
I tell people, be sure come on down. You may run into somebody you haven't seen in years and years. You know what I mean? And
it's a family reunion too. It's all of the above.
You never know who you're going to run into when you come down there.
Bring a friend and bring it. It really is. And if you bring your family, and this is for everybody. Like if you're alone on Thanksgiving, come on down. If you've got a whole family of people, come on down.
Right, exactly.
It is really about Thanksgiving, giving thanks, celebrating God, and making sure people have a place to enjoy the day. That's what it's about. In fellowship.
Yeah, I've been telling everybody, come on down for Thanksgiving dinner. We're going to have everything you would have at home except for the mess. For you to clean up. We're going to have a mess to clean up.
Pretty much.
But, you know what I mean?
Exactly. Yeah, you get to literally eat. They're like, oh, good luck to you on cleaning that. No dishes, no pans, no. But we would love to have folks come on out. And again, it'll be on Thanksgiving. Everything will start about 11. It'll be right here on the Chaves County Courthouse lawn. Downtown, there's plenty of parking behind the courthouse or across the street, Pioneer Plaza. Plenty, and if you have trouble finding it, just follow your nose to the smell of smoking turkeys and various meats and pies.
And we're still in need of some turkeys, some hams, some canned goods.
So if you'd like to make donations and things like that,
we're still taking donations and stuff.
What's the best way to get in touch with you on that one? Like if people say, "Hey, I heard Jim on there, I'd give him some turkeys." What's the best way to do that?
Yeah, we've been having, we've got a lot of donations already, but we can always, use them and stuff like that.
Absolutely.
And it's an opportunity, a lot of people don't go to church where they tithe and this and that and the other. Okay, it's, a chance to give people a chance to get blessed by giving.
Absolutely.
If we could teach the world to give, there wouldn't be any poverty, there wouldn't be any hunger. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. I always like to tell people, in our community here, and kind of same vein, little different. I say, if every single person found one of their passions, I don't know if it's helping with homeless, helping with children, helping whatever, pick your thing, pick your avenue, helping with pets, I don't know what it is, whatever it is. if everyone picked that one thing and just did that one thing on it, we would have zero problems like that. You know, I'm not asking you to do 20. Like there's some of us that we go out there and we're involved in 30 things. Pick you one thing, whatever it is. Maybe it's coaching youth sports. Maybe it's working with homeless, or maybe it's working with a humane society or animal rescue. Whatever that one thing is, get your passion. If we got 50,000 people, we all, say half with kids. So if 25,000 people in this town just pick their one thing
with something,
you know how many CASA, whatever it is. I don't care whatever your passion is. You'd find a lot more, lot more opportunities and a lot less people in need. That's what it is.
Yes, sir.
Amen.
Yes, sir. But anyway, somebody got some donations they want to drop off. They can drop them off at 109 West 12th Street at Michigan Mutual office.
Okay.
Or at Hope Family Church at 2200 North Garden.
Excellent.
Okay. And like I say, we sent out our invitations and stuff like that. We passed out, like 3,000, 4,000 flyers and stuff like that, inviting people. We invited God first. Let him have his way. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
And while we're here, Mike, Laura has this little deal that we do. This
is for after Thanksgiving.
Yes, sir. And go ahead, Laura.
Just put me on the spot right there.
We go ahead. I got you.
Exactly, right. He calls it giving you the finger, but it's not the finger that you would hope. But anyway, so what the Lord has laid on my heart, which this would be the second annual.
Which means now it's official tradition.
It's official tradition because
it's
the second annual, and that's why I called it that, because it is going to be tradition. He urged me to get 77 acres of land outside of the city of Roswell on the way to Rudo, and to build the gospel.
Okay.
So it has a soundtrack that I've narrated and sung.
Okay.
And it has 14 stops that you stop at.
Okay.
And you get to literally live the gospel.
Oh, cool.
For Christmas.
So it's like a drive-through journey of the Christmas, the Christmas gospel, the story of Jesus. Is that kind of
exactly
excellent?
From birth.
So
to
it's like a unique perspective of the story of Jesus' birth. So
And
I love that.
Yes, it's about a 30-minute drive-through. You drive through in the privacy of your own car.
Excellent. So you experience it in your own way. It's not like you're sitting in a play and got everybody, which is fine too. And it's your kid play. I encourage those too more though. But I love that. It's a unique way to experience it and hear the reason why Christianity. Well, I would say I'm
it's
arguing.
the reason for the season.
Yes, but at the end of the day, Easter is truly our big holiday, because we would all be just guys without Jesus doing what he did on Easter.
Come on.
That being said, Christmas is right there. I always give everyone's like, because Christmas is this family time and all that. And it's a big, but I always look, as far as Christianity goes, I got to give the nod to Easter as the biggest of the bunch, because we would not be Christians have that holiday not happen.
Well,
yes, sir.
my heart for everything was truly to draw it away from the commercial
And bring it back to
why
we celebrate
why we
this
actually
season
do.
and why Christ is in Christmas.
In a format that you can bring your family to, because a lot of people won't bring their children because it's hard to contain many children, or
that's who needs the message.
Right. And so the way that it is, you get to have all of your children in the vehicle, and all of the children get to have the same experience.
And they get the same message from it that an adult would get.
That adult would get.
It's simplified enough where a child can embrace it and understand it
at the level,
but not
that
so simple that an adult would not
Correct.
Also appreciate it.
Correct.
Kind of
and
thing.
It's something for everyone. And then at the very end, the most important part, in my opinion, is the prayer station. So once you've gone through, if you want to stop, and if your heart's moved to get prayed for or to pray for someone else, you get to fellowship at the end.
Absolutely.
With us.
Just kind of a reminder station. Not that you need one. You can pray anywhere and any way you want to. But sometimes after experiencing something like that, you got a lot on your mind and you got a place to get it off your chest. Share those thoughts.
Yeah, at the end of it, we've got some hot chocolate, some prayers, some hot dogs, and it's really fun. Last year, Mike, I was out there, and people were coming through, and they were saying, what a great job she had done, on and on and on, and everybody had a different favorite part.
Sure.
Yeah.
And that's the beauty of it.
Communion with Jesus.
Each thing speaks to people in a different, we all think and what evokes it, and that's a great way to kind of get and that's why. And then what the great thing about it, you go through as a family, and then hopefully, after the night's over, you go home and you talk with your kids a little about what they experienced. And,
Yes, sir.
And I'm going to take a stab that they're going to have a few questions, and you can help them navigate through those and talk about those and what that means. Because I imagine there's going to be some things that they're not going to understand.
It
and you're
opens
gonna
up
have
a
to-
dialogue,
Yeah,
and that's
exactly.
what my hope was, is to open up dialogue. And my big hope for this year is that people who have gone through will bring a friend that
That's right.
hasn't, and that maybe they'll bring a friend that they've been trying to spread the gospel
Absolutely.
to, that may need to see it.
A reminder of why we're
Firsthand.
celebrating the season.
Yeah.
But yes, you're going to be, families. We always like times you pick a weekend where you go and drive around to see the Christmas lights.
Correct.
Do that, and that's always an amazing part of the holidays. Well, I'm going to say, add this to that.
Add this to the list.
your weekend of
Absolutely.
Christmas light viewing.
Yes.
This will run December 16th through the 21st.
Yes.
And it'll be from 6 p.m. to 9:30 p.m. each of those nights. And like I said, it'll be on West 2nd. The actual address, if you want to plug it into your GPSs to get out there, 6439 West 2nd Street.
It's the old Deer Creek.
Gotcha.
The old
area.
Deer Creek.
There you go.
Yes.
Perfect. So, but if you're like, I kind of know, but I don't know, you can put that in your GPS and it'll take you right there.
And I promise you, you'll see the lights on the way
Oh,
outside.
but to say, you follow the lights, follow all the, where it
Follow
was
the
normally pretty quiet and dark will now be lit up.
now be quite lit up. Yes.
But that'll be December 16th through the 21st, and
Yes.
and of course, no reservations, just come and
just
bring your
come.
family and come drive through and experience this for yourselves and your family, and then please participate.
really
Like I
great.
say, get out afterwards and
Yes.
hit the prayer station, have a cup of cocoa or a hot dog or both. You got two
Yep.
hands, one for each, and come and have
There you go.
and come in and celebrate.
And if you're so led, pray about it. Come out and join the prayer team, because they're out there all week,
absolutely
every night. So
Is there if folks are listening and say, I love this, I'd like to join Laura and help out, what's the best way to I'm sure you'd love to have them. What's the best way to do that?
just show up on the 16th.
Just
at
come on
5
out
p.m.
16th. All right, very good. Excellent. Come on. Or you know what? Track her
Right,
down
no,
next week at Thanksgiving and say, I
Yeah.
heard you talk about
Yes.
your Christmas drive-through
I'll
event.
be
I'd
there.
love to be a part of that.
I'll be the big grin with 2 spoons.
Should be the one keeping Jim out of trouble.
Well, I don't know if that's possible, but I will
Attempting to
have
keep
2
Jim out of
spoons
trouble.
and a
Just
big
put a
grin.
caveat on that.
So anyway, Mike, we really appreciate you always.
Yes,
I
we
mean,
do.
You always
Very
step up
much
and
so.
let us come in and visit with the
Anytime.
city and
This
stuff
is-
like that. Again, Thanksgiving Day.
Come
Yeah.
see. Come.
Come down hungry. Come down, expecting.
Yeah.
We're going to have a microphone and everything. And like our flyer says, everyone who has breath has something to be thankful for. If you want to tell the city or whoever what you're thankful for, we're going to hand you a microphone.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And
This is a community event. We want
Yeah.
to come. That's why it's downtown in the heart of the city.
Yes, sir.
It's
Yeah.
because we want to come one, come all to come be this event. And again, this ain't about income. This ain't about need or want. This is about filling a different cup.
Yeah,
This is it. I mean, yes, if you can't afford dinner and all that, please come. But what we're telling you, I don't care if you're Elon Musk. Get on down here and have turkey
Yeah.
dinner.
it's a great place to fellowship and stuff. You know what I
Well,
mean?
we are so very blessed here in Roswell to even have the ability to gather and do this
Absolutely.
on the courthouse lawn.
The county is very kind to provide the facility for things like this, and we're very grateful.
I think the mayor refers to it as the hootenanny for Jesus.
We'll take it.
Hey, whatever gets you in the door, right?
The fact that we can say Jesus on the courthouse lawn is a blessing.
But anyway, Mike, if anybody has any
Thank
questions, our
you.
phone number is on there.
Yeah. Again, you can reach out 575-626-5358. And again, if you'd like to make donations, pies, whatever, you can drop them off at 109 West 12th Street or
2200 North Garden at Hope Family Church.
Hope Family Church is the other one
Yeah.
there, too. Yes. So very good. And again, it's going to be right here on the Chavez County Courthouse lawn, Thanksgiving Day, November 28th, beginning at 11 a.m. for our big Thanksgiving gathering with the gig. And then Bee and Bonnet, our Christmas drive-through celebration, that'll be out on 2nd heading towards Ruidoso, beginning December 16th through the 21st. You can come out each night between 6 and 9:30 p.m. Free. Come drive through.
Yes, sir.
I would, if folks are planning, what's a fair time allotment if they've got an hour?
Give yourself an hour.
Maybe an hour.
Yeah.
If you're there, give yourself an hour. That'll give you a thorough enough time to experience everything and not miss out on something. So, very good. Now, of course, you're more than welcome to hang longer than that. But,
exactly.
But anything less than an hour, you're probably not going to get the full experience.
You won't make it through. It takes an hour.
Well, and I know, especially if they're working in and then we're going to do our Christmas lights, or if they got a little holiday party somewhere, that way you can kind of work it in your schedule. Of course, and if they it doesn't work that night, then come back the next night.
Yeah.
We'll get it to it. Anyway, anytime through the 21st, 16th to the 21st, you can come and make plans with your family to come through and enjoy it.
Yeah.
And I would say you probably going through a first time, love it, and then grab another set of friends and family and come through a second time.
That's my prayer. That is absolutely what the hope
is. And then folks that came last year, like, oh yeah, we loved it. We're gonna. They'll probably be the first ones out.
There's many eagerly anticipating.
Yeah,
so yes.
They'll be those first vehicles on
Monday.
the 16th at 6:01 p.m. Right there, going
at the gate.
Very good. Is there anything, guys, that we missed? Anything we wanted to share? Any information that we just spaced over or just failed to talk about?
No, I think we're actually really good, Mike. We appreciate you. I asked the whole city just to keep us in prayer, keep us in prayer for the weather, a hedge of protection around the courthouse lawn. That we've been doing courthouse lawn for 14 years.
I was gonna say as long as I remember.
And I think the only incident we've ever had was a guy that lived up on 8th and Union came down one night and said, "Could you guys please turn the music down?" And I'm like,
"Really?
Really?" I said, "You live on Union?" And hey, yeah. And the music's really loud there.
Yeah.
And I said, well, you know what's really, really cool? The music brought you down here. What do you need prayer for?
I'm about to say, maybe that was God's little, little, hey, get your butt down here.
And after I got through praying with him, he says, the music's not as loud as I thought it was. So, yeah, here we are.
And there you have it.
Absolutely. Yep.
Anyway, we're just believing God for the blessings over Roswell for this year, okay?
Absolutely. And please come join us Thanksgiving Day here. Come out beginning at 11. And of course, while you're there, come. And even if you're not hungry, that's the carrot. We want to come and have you eat. But at the end of the day, this isn't about the turkey. This is about God's love and celebrating thanks and just coming apart. If you feel like, you know what, I'm very fluent, I don't need to meet a meal, great, come out and help. Serve a dinner, bring some food with you, whatever.
Right.
Let's
pies.
Bring a hug and a smile.
Yeah, you walk in with a pie, ain't no one going to turn you away. I'm just saying,
Yeah,
even people that don't like you come with a pie, they'll at least let you in the door. But come celebrate. Come. It's a celebration.
Yes.
That's what this is. You know, we've been run through the ringer. Some of us here over the last couple months here.
Yeah.
You know what? And guess what? We're coming out stronger and battle tested and just better prepared.
Amen.
And so make Thursday as a celebration of that. Hey, we got handed a big old pile of stink. And guess what? We're coming through better on the other side.
God is still in control.
Hallelujah.
So, all right.
Thank you guys very much.
Thank
you, Mike. Appreciate you.
We'll see you all next time.
All right. Come on down.
And we'll do. It is 8:46. Look at that. It was.
I'm Jared Cirillo. The city of Carlsbad is announcing the commencement of an economic impact and feasibility study. The purpose is to explore the financial and environmental benefits of establishing a city-operated cardboard recycling facility. The initiative aims to create a financially viable solution to significantly reduce landfill waste and promote sustainable practices in the community. Chevron has generously funded the study with a $100,000 donation, demonstrating its commitment to environmental stewardship and community support. A flood recovery town hall-style meeting is planned in Chaves County. Those impacted by the flooding in Chaves County can get information about resources available to help with the recovery process. They'll also be able to ask questions in person or online. The event will be Wednesday, December 11th, beginning at 5:30 p.m. at ENMU Roswell ITC Commons. A virtual option will also be made available on Zoom. You're up to date. I'm Jared Cirillo.
Happy Victory Monday. With your Cowboys Report, I'm Christy Scales. The boys make team history in a crazy fashion in the fourth quarter of Sunday's 34-26 win in Washington. The fun details after this.
Cowboys Nation is big because everything's bigger in Texas. And Reliant has the energy to power it all. From home field advantage to home sweet home, Reliant has Dallas Cowboys fans all across the Lone Star State covered for every electric moment this season and beyond. Reliant, proud to be the official energy provider of your Dallas Cowboys.
Reliant, PUCT number 10007.
Becky Hammond on Inspiration.
I hope it's an inspiration to girls out there, being the first woman to coach an NBA team. But I've always been more inspired by the future, not by what I've done, but by what's coming next.
What do you want to do next? Whether it's buying a home, growing your wealth, or protecting your assets, SWBC is here to support your next steps toward financial success with personalized service and expert advice.
Visit swbc.com to take the next step toward your financial future.
Yesterday's road win in Washington was a ho-hum 3-3 tie at halftime, 10-9 at the end of the third quarter. Then the wheels came off in the fourth quarter, including 2 Cowboys kickoff returns for touchdowns. Kevontae Turpin's 99-yarder included a spin move after a muff.
I always do it when I ain't got nowhere to go. Yeah, I just knew, man, once I hit the spin move and I got through clear, and I ain't see nobody else but the kicker, and I knew he wasn't gonna tackle me. So I knew as soon as I got through the shoot, he was going to the crib, man. And one year got the last block for him. I'm just happy he got that for me.
Wanye Thomas returned an onside kick 43 yards in the final minute. The Cowboys offense scored on Cooper Rush touchdowns to Jalen Tolbert and Luke Schoonmaker. The boys in the losing skid with a 34-6 win, improving to 4-7. With your Cowboys Report, I'm Christy Scales.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. We're looking pretty good all the way through Thanksgiving. Low 60s and sunshine today. High pressure is settling in for a while. Few clouds overnight. We're in the upper 30s. And then we get sunshine on Tuesday, upper 60s to about 70, except near 80 for the high at Carlsbad. And then Wednesday looks mostly sunny. Thanksgiving Day, a mix of sunshine and clouds, a little bit cooler, mid-50s. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
With the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Bill Alexander. U.S. consumer sentiment ticked up a fourth straight month in November, led by a big upswing in sentiment among Republicans following Donald Trump's victory in the presidential election. Delta and United have become the most profitable U.S. airlines by targeting premium customers while also winning back a significant share of travelers on a tight budget. This is squeezing smaller, low-fare carriers like Spirit Airlines. Some travel industry experts think Spirit's troubles indicate that travelers on a budget will be left with fewer choices and higher prices. A New York State judge found SiriusXM Holdings liable in New York Attorney General Letitia James' lawsuit, accusing the satellite radio and streaming company of making it too hard for customers to cancel their subscriptions. Germany's technology and services company Bosch is reducing its automotive division workforce by as many as 5,500 jobs in the next several years. For the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Bill Alexander in Washington.
It's huge. It's colossal. It's Roswell Ford's biggest automotive clearance event of the year at our temporary location next to Allsup's on West 2nd and Sycamore Streets. Enter the front of the tents off West 2nd Street next to Allsup's for huge savings from now till the end of the month. The all-new Roswell Ford received massive shipments of new Fords and quality pre-owned vehicles without flood damage. To move them out, we've marked them down, way down. Plus, get $1,500 flood assistance cash in hand when you buy any new Ford or quality pre-owned vehicle. Worried about your trade or credit? Don't sweat it. We've instructed our staff to take any trade, regardless of make, miles, or condition. Even if you owe up to $10,000 more than it's worth. In fact, even if it doesn't run, we'll come get it. So you can upgrade to a new Ford or high-quality pre-owned vehicle for a lot less. And our aggressive lenders will push to approve your credit with great terms, even if it's less than perfect. Everyone knows when the tents go up, prices come down. At Roswell Ford's temporary location next to Allsup's on West 2nd Street and Sycamore Streets. Or visit RoswellFord.com.
Roswell Tire and Appliance has a great selection of brand new refrigerators, freezers, ranges, washers, and dryers, all with special Black Friday and Christmas pricing. With Roswell Tire and Appliance, you can have it in your home for the holidays. Save even more on their selection of scratch and dent appliances. Plus, find a huge selection of tires and the people that can help you get it done. Roswell Tire and Appliance can repair your appliances as well. They pride themselves in service long after the sale with repair warranty, and they deliver to all of Roswell and the surrounding area. Roswell Tire and Appliance, 101 South Main in downtown Roswell.
If you're missing a tooth or several teeth, a dental implant may be the ultimate solution. Implants look and feel so much like real teeth that you probably forget you have an implant. Maupin & Brown Dentistry is one of New Mexico's most experienced implant providers, with literally thousands of implant patients who are absolutely delighted with the results. Call Maupin & Brown today for an evaluation. You'll be surprised how affordable implants can be. Maupin & Brown, your choice for experienced, state-of-the-art dentistry.
At Anderson Bethany Funeral Home and Crematorium, we honor and pay tribute to the achievements of your loved one by celebrating the life you shared together. Anderson Bethany Funeral Home and Crematorium is compassionate and cares about our local community and the families we serve here in southeastern New Mexico. Locally owned and operated, we will be here to help you decide how to celebrate the bond you've shared and pay tribute to the unique individual you've lost. Visit us at 2609 South Main in Roswell or call 622-5888.
You deserve to enjoy your health. You deserve to enjoy your passions. We're here to make that easy. If you're over 65, Medicare is yours, and New Mexico Aging Services is your expert, unbiased guide to finding the best plan for you at no charge. So instead of navigating Medicare on your own, spend your time doing what you love. We'll help you get the care you need to keep doing it. Medicare, make it yours today. 2024 open enrollment is October 15th through December 7th. Get started today at aging.nm.gov/Medicare. This announcement was paid for in part by Grant 2201 NMMDR from the Administration for Community Living, sponsored by this station and the NMBA.
Bill Cunningham is now in Roswell on 106.5 FM KEND Roswell.
And good morning. It is 9:59, just about ready to wrap up our show. If you missed any part, you can always check it back at your leisure. Just log on to ksvptv.com. Click on the Mornings with Mike Winters channel. You'll find all of our interviews and all of our shows there ready and waiting for you. Don't forget, we do have big championship game on Saturday. Roswell Coyotes, your 1 seed, will be hosting the number 2 seed Artesia Bulldogs. Winner is your 5A state champs, blue trophy holders. So that game will be at 1 o'clock Saturday. Video is not happening from us. We're only doing radio. KSVPTV.com will have the audio plus right here on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM. Have a great day. We'll be back bright and early, 7 a.m. tomorrow. Take care, everybody.
Breaking news this hour from townhall.com. I'm John Scott.